I didn't waste an action on that.
That's alright, you can waste your action anyway, because Mortar wouldn't know.
Yeah, this is fair.
Oh fuck, you're right.
But maybe Snip, Snap, Crackle, Pop, whatever the fuck its name is,
Crackle
might
Pop.
know.
Snip, snap, crackle, pop. Yes, that one.
I have no idea. It'll probably come down.
You know what? That's my next gnome character. Hello, I'm Snip, Snap, Crackle, Pop.
He has to be a Tempest Domain cleric and just has to use purely Thunderwave for everything.
Can I also use like lightning bolt? Because
yeah,
like,
you can
with
use
the idea
higher
that
level
it makes-
stuff, but it's like the only spell you
It's
cast at first
thunder
level
and
is
lightning
just
bullshit, yeah.
it's just those two. But anyway, hello everyone and welcome to Crabby D&D. I am here with my players: Cat,
Yo.
Mortar,
Hello.
Kirv,
Hiya.
Vinny,
Hello.
and Romulus.
Hello.
Right. Well, I think given the nature of this session coming up, this is a rather important one to resolve. Are you all ready?
No,
God,
but-
no. Of course not.
Very excited for this.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. Well, hello everyone. It's been a rather interesting week, I'd say. And I'm sure everything will be fine in today's get-together. Let us remind ourselves of just why that will be. Last session, our party of adventurers, Cat, Kirv, Romulus, and Vinny, had taken off after Mortar, who was nowhere to be found within Khamir's mansion. Visiting the Tinkerer's workshop first, the party came into a problem with the Tinkerer going mad and a local patrol spotting their intrusion into this damaged shop. Both issues were resolved without too much issue, but a member of the King's Guard did get involved to resolve the situation after a little bit of offensive magic was used on the guard's part. Having been granted a lead by this same Kingsguard, the party pursued Mortar, eventually arriving at a less cared for but not abandoned part of the city. Mortar attacked Cat after seeing on sight, pushing her over the edge so that the creature within managed to break loose. She transformed in front of all of you, vengeance seeping from her roots. As Vinny and Kirv, you are currently still in this room, the bed next to you with an individual lying on it. You watch as the floorboards begin to creak and shift. They begin to twist, and the wooden flooring underfoot begins to bend upwards, almost as if reacting to Cat's new shape. As you watch as she begins to crack, the arm otherwise writhing in place, as it begins to engulf her in every sense that it can, and a hail of spikes and barbs begin to protrude from her, shards of bone, as you hear the cracking sound of what is a spine breaking as she goes from being quadrupedal to bipedal. The entire body shifting and snapping into place as her body grows tall, the long limbs of the inky black nature of the creature with these thin bone barbs along both of the arms. One almost this heavy flail-looking edge, and the other a culmination of almost whip-like tendrils. You see large shards of bone forming sections of, I wouldn't call it carapace or armor, but they protrude from the body nonetheless, and there is a wreath of them around the head where you can see almost the shoulders protruding up and encasing where the head of this creature may actually be. Romulus, you hear all of this, but your attention was turned to Mortar, who otherwise downed Cat in an instant, and you didn't get a good line of sight of what was going on inside. But as you spun, you saw Mortar as he blinked across to the rooftop across the street. You see that he is currently wreathed in almost this darkened shadow in this moment, and as you reach up to invoke your stone rune to get him to hold instead of running away or fleeing, it intermingles with his magic, and the stone begins to cling to the shadow as if solidifying him in place. Mortar, before we begin combat here, I would like you to roll me a... what kind of save is it for stone rune?
For stone rune, give me a moment. I believe it is wisdom, but I will double check. Yes. It appears to be a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Wisdom save.
Wisdom save, please. And the effect is a charm, I believe.
So
It is technically yes.
Yep, which, due to your Mordant heritage, means you have advantage on this. What is the DC he is looking to beat?
The DC currently, I believe, is 16.
+4 to this. Yeah, I beat it. 19 total.
19. Now roll me a d10 to see if Blink goes off. On an 11 or higher, I believe it goes off, correct?
Yeah.
Make sure you roll a d10.
The d10, not a d10.
That's 1.
A d20, sorry. That was my bad. I said
Oh,
d10.
I was going to say, actually,
No,
I heard it too.
Yeah.
I want to
that's a
fully
natural
commit
20.
to the
I'm gone.
d10.
I'm gone.
Natural 20.
I'm
As it begins to intermingle with... as your rune begins to intermingle with Mortar's magic, you watch as the stone begins to solidify on the shadow, and in that moment Mortar otherwise begins to peel away, almost falling away to shadow, and you hear small bits of rock fall to the side of the tiles and begins to roll down into the street. The stone rune seemingly not clinging on to your target in this moment. However, there is still an angered creature within the room. Oh, that's the ambience. Wrong one. I would like everybody to roll for initiative, please.
Below.
Oh no.
Hi.
For once, I've got something in double digits.
Oh, nice.
I saw that, Simon.
I'm looking forward to hearing what you got. So, because of that laugh, 30 plus, question mark?
36.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh my god!
Holy shit. Was that nat 20?
Yes.
Nat 20.
That's
Oh.
good.
Nat 20 plus 11. Oh, beautiful 36.
Everybody make room. Everybody. My brother's just come in. He's losing his mind right now. 36.
Yep.
Does he get an entire turn before any of us go? Because
I'm half tempted with that number. We'll see where the next person is, because everyone roughly gets a 20. So, 25 to 20, anyone? Anyone lucky to get that high? 20 to 15?
17.
19.
19 on Romulus, nice. And 17 on Cat. Is that using the creature's dex score? Or yours?
Oh. We've both got the same dex score, so we're good.
Then that's
6.
fine.
Holy shit.
And 15 to 10? 10 to 5?
10 for Mortar.
10 for Mortar?
5.
5 for Kirv. Okay. Okay. So, at the top of the initiative, I will say, for the purposes of respecting a stupid high initiative, because it's funny, you won't be getting a free turn, but I will say you don't provoke any opportunity attacks from Cat this turn.
Respect.
Because that is a 36.
Yeah.
So approach this as you would see fit.
Okay.
So for the time being...
Is it possible, given what we know from some previous encounters, that Cat is capable of attempting to fight to regain control. Is
Yes.
it possible to attempt to give a bardic inspiration to Cat and not the creature?
That's kind of cool.
That's pretty.
You know what? I'll say this. I'll let you choose if you want to do the action afterwards, but I'll let you know the general situation. It will be rolling I will say, your choice of an insight or a persuasion check. Rolling for that, you will need to beat a opposed charisma save from the creature. If you beat it, Cat gets the inspiration. If you don't meet it, the creature gets the inspiration. Alternatively, you could spend 2 bardic inspirations and just the bonus action to give 1 to each of them. And there won't be a test involved.
I would say I would be. Obviously, there's nothing to do with me, but don't do something that guarantees giving the monster a bardic inspiration.
But it also
Yeah.
guarantees
That's risky as
that
fuck.
Cat gets it.
Look, I understand, Chris, but I also understand that you want to give that monster inspiration real bad.
Nah, it's fine.
The first rule of D&D: never give the DM what they want.
But it's
Or monkey paw the
Jamie!
fuck out of
It's
it.
not the DM, it's Jamie who's gonna get the inspiration.
Okay, this feels like a not great idea, but I'm gonna take the risk.
Okay,
Having already used up my 1 good roll for the session.
okay. Go ahead. So this is a persuasion or insight check versus a charisma save by the creature. So Cat, if you would like to go ahead and roll me that for me.
Does this thing have like?
Doesn't have any proficiencies in saves, no.
Oh, very good. Okay.
It's not got that far yet.
Black. +3. Oh, okay.
So you got to
you've
beat a 10. I'm going to assume that beats it.
Thank God for expertise. Yeah, persuasion. That's a 15.
15. Nice. You are. What do you say unto Cat?
So, using my high initiative, just as Cat is beginning to finalize the transformation, I'm gonna try and lock eyes with, as best I can, with this creature's many horrific eyes, trying to find some essence of Cat inside wherever this is, since I know she's in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. If there's any time we need to work together, it's now. I know you can beat this.
Okay. Cat, you have a D8, is that?
That's a D8.
Okay. You have a D8, Cat, to use on a wisdom saving throw of your choice.
Okay.
Well, any check really, but I imagine you're only really going to be able to make it for wisdom saving throws for the time being.
Okay. Yeah.
That is your bonus action.
Mm-hmm. That's my action. I really hope you understood that, and I really hope you understand this. As I'm gonna attack the creature with my scimitar.
Okay.
Nice.
Go for
It's
it.
simply too dangerous to be left alone.
You don't have flanking because Romulus is currently on the ground level and he's only able to roughly
Romulus
reach with
is
his
outside,
halberd.
and
Yeah.
the creature is pressed up against the
Inside.
walls. There's no way of getting the curve, so unfortunate, but
You sure I can't just be like wiggling my weapon in the room.
Your attention was drawn to Mortar, unfortunately. Maybe next turn, but or next round.
Okay, 23.
23.
I should have rolled the damage.
That will hit.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
And Kat, if
You
you'd
take
like
a
to go ahead
flies,
and
and
roll
that's
roll the
three
dice
dice
for
now.
me.
Well, oh, that's brutal.
Oh, that sounds good. So that is. Oh, nice.
Nice.
So that's 14 plus
14 plus 5, that is 19 slashing damage.
19 slashing damage. And how much does Vinny take in return?
12.
Okay. As you slash down with your scimitar, Vinny, the blade otherwise cutting through sections of the sludge almost of this creature, but it otherwise clashes against sections of bone which shatter and break away almost like thorns or barbs, and as they do, they strike and cut through you, dealing the 12 points of piercing damage. Get a sense that if you are too close or making attack with melee weapons, this will happen every time.
When we say melee weapons, what if we, for some reason, have reach?
It still procs on melee weapons.
Noted.
Okay. Right, and having taken that, I'm gonna stumble backwards
Okay.
a step.
Okay. End of your go. Romulus, it is your go, unless, Cat, is there anything you, or rather, the Fallowthorn, is there anything you would like to try and do with your instinct?
Hang on. Yeah, it'll do a lashing frenzy. Yeah.
Okay. So that will be
So it'll be against one of each.
one against each of them. Okay.
Plus 9, 15 for each.
Okay, so one against each of them. As you strike against the Fallowthorn, you note that it is angry with the response of seemingly this defiance and resistance from you three, and in this instance wants to lash out as it whips out the otherwise large tendrils covered in these spikes and thorns. The lowest of those to hit is a 21.
Yeah, that would be against Romulus. The 26 against...
Is it possible for me to be hit?
Yes,
Or...
this is a
got a
15-foot
range
reach.
of 15.
Okay, just checking.
Yep. No, that's fine.
Do I get any cover because I'm outside?
I'll say in this instance, yeah, half cover would potentially, due to the height difference, I'd say half cover, so +2 to your AC.
Still not enough, but it's important to you know cover these things.
Yeah, that's fine.
2d12 plus 4. Which ones are 12s? Yeah.
The yellow ones. Yep. So roll them in sets of 2.
And 1, 2.
Okay, so Vinny, Cat, and Romulus, or Kirv and Romulus, sorry. So Vinny, you take 22 points of slashing damage.
Oh.
Kirv, you take 17 points of slashing damage, and Romulus, you take 17 points of slashing damage. As the abomination whips out towards all of you in this almost frenzy of lashes to try and push you all back in an effort to just separate itself from this scenario. Okay. Romulus, it is now your go.
Right. I need to make a roll. This is just a me roll. Not a...
12.
Logically, this is a creature that it is not wise for me to fight because all of my stuff is melee, and I just saw Mortar try and kill Cat. Or, well, whether it's Mortar or not. I can't let Mortar get more distance. I'm gonna call in. I'm going after Mortar. Please try and keep her safe. And
Oh, shit.
I'm still in my Giant's Might form, I presume.
Yes, yeah.
I'm going to move over to where I just saw Mortar.
Keep in mind he's on a roof of a building, so he's about 20 foot up and you're about 12 feet tall.
Okay.
So you'd be able to
What
hit
would I
him
need
if
to
he
do?
spawns into there. If you're trying to climb onto the roof, it would be an athletics check.
Right.
And I
If
will also
I-
roll for the integrity of the building.
What I'm hoping for essentially is a I'm hoping to be able to get close enough in order to use a held action. Is that an option?
That would be doable, yeah. Are you intending to get onto the roof or just stay on the ground, depending on the held action, I suppose? But
I'd rather get onto the roof, but if it's going to stop me from doing the held action, then you know.
what's the held
my
action you would
intent-
like to do?
I think so. When I would like to attack, and yeah, I think it is an attack with the intention of using Fire Rune to bind and restrain them.
Understood.
Because since those are like a magical effect, they wouldn't necessarily. They might travel with. They might travel with if the blink stuff happens, but they also might in some way interrupt it. I don't know if they will, but it's worth a try. And just the thematics of it just looks great.
Oh, I agree.
If it requires me mentioning it now, I would also like to. I'm going to be going hard on this, so Great Weapon Master and all that will be coming into play here, and Reckless, but again, if that comes into play. So I would like to make my way over there. If I can get up there with an athletics check, I would like to do so. But how difficult would that be?
The DC is not going to be high. I'm going to say the DC for this is probably going to be 15 at most. The main thing is that I'll say this will use up your bonus action, so you won't be able to rage this turn, if that's something you were planning to do.
If I don't go up there, I could bonus action rage?
Yes, but then you also don't necessarily guarantee that you'll be within range when Mortar comes back. Because he'll have cover, and you don't entirely know how Blink works.
Yeah. It's true.
It's also the possibility that you end up falling through the roof if you step in the wrong place, but that's...
Does he come
No
back at the
chance.
start of his
Yes.
turn? Yes.
Yeah, start of his turn he comes back.
I'm gonna stay down, and I'm going to rage because I have already been attacked, and it would be the safer option for me to do so. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to use bonus action rage, and I'm going to go over, get as close as I can with my increased height and with stagger, and I'm going to do my best. Yeah.
Cat, please make me an attack of opportunity with your lash, please.
It's only one, right?
It's only one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and Romulus is raging, so he'll take half damage should this hit.
22.
To hit, I presume.
Yep, to hit. Yeah. So go ahead and roll damage. That is 14 halved to 7 slashing damage.
Fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, bonus action for that. Action holding attacks against Mortar with the intention to use the Fire Rune, Reckless, and Great Weapon Master, correct?
Yep, all of it. This is going. I'm going hard on this one.
That is fair.
Respect.
Frank?
Respect.
Question: could I also potentially use Action Surge? If
In this instance,
it-
no, because Action
I
Surge...
didn't think so, but I thought I'd double check because it doesn't take an action to use. But I
No,
thought
the problem in this instance is that holding the action uses the reaction. So if Action Surge gave you an action and a reaction, then I'd be fine with you doing that. But because it only gives you an action, and you can only hold one action at a time, it wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, that's fair enough. All cool. Just thought I'd check.
Yep, that's fine. Okay, Cat. You're pretty sure you could jump that. But first, let me ask, are you resisting?
No, Cat's gonna see if she can find the source of where it's coming from.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a d8.
That's the source of the creature's power. That is.
Okay. A 5. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check. DC is 30.
Fuck. Okay. Investigation. Oh god, it's +8. Okay. I did a nat 20.
Don't forget you have Bardic Inspiration if you want to use it for something other than a Wisdom save.
No. Oh.
Won't help.
Will not help at all.
In this instance, I will say if you would like to Tides of Chaos, you'll obviously still be rolling with the Wild Magic, but the Wild Magic will affect just you, which means that this will be a pinpoint explosion on you, which for reference, I do run with the rules of explosions in confined spaces.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I got a 9 + 8 plus...
You don't need to use the inspiration if it's not going to succeed.
A 9 + 8... What is that?
17.
No, I'm not gonna...
No,
Yeah, I'm
D8's not
never
going to help you
make
get to 30. Okay, go ahead and roll me the D100 for Tides of Chaos.
that. 76.
Are you below half?
At the moment... No.
Okay. So this would be that and that. Okay. All of you watch as, or I'll say, Kirv and Vinny more so, you watch as the creature begins to almost glow with this dull, almost negative light that begins to almost ebb and wave off of this in almost a vaporous form. As Kirv, you're there, you're otherwise having to shield your eyes as for the time being, while you're within 5 feet of the abomination, you are blinded. This will be for the next minute.
This
So-
isn't an effect of magical darkness, is it?
No, this isn't.
Oh, okay. I thought
This
let's
is-
double check.
No, this is by wild magic standards considered sunlight. But because of the creature, it makes it negative light. So it's not darkness per se, but it is blinding to anybody within 5 feet. So disadvantage on all attack rolls if you're within 5 feet of the abomination. And advantage on hitting people within 5 feet of you, Cat.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Alright, well, I guess the creature...
Oh, I must also note, this is a concentration effect.
Okay.
Because it is the recreation of a spell effect.
Okay, do I hold that, or does the creature
The creature
hold
holds that.
that? Okay, right, cool. Alright, then I... so I could jump there?
Yeah, the creature can jump that
Alright.
distance, so you can jump all the way across.
It's going to jump, and it's going to gonna hold its action to, as soon as Mortar comes within range, attack him.
To attack him, not to use the other ability.
Actually, no. It's going to hold its action to use Fallow.
Okay.
as soon as it
Kirv, you get an attack of opportunity if you would like to. And Romulus, because this goes over your reach outside of this situation, you wouldn't be able to get an attack of opportunity on the creature as it passes by.
Also,
Well, fair.
if he did, that would use up the. He's already holding his action.
This is true.
Yeah.
He can still
I wouldn't
change
do
it
it
to
if-
an opportunity attack. It would just mean the held action.
Yeah, that's true.
But Kirv, you may make an opportunity attack if you wish. You will make it with disadvantage if you do.
And with Bane.
And with Bane, yes.
Would that count as a reaction?
Yes.
I have a note here that's saying no reactions. That I can't take reactions
Because
right
of
now.
Oh
the-
yeah, we
um,
failed Mortar's thing.
Yeah,
didn't we?
because.
Oh,
the
that's
arms of
right, because of the Arms of Hadar, yeah. So,
I
never
did
mind.
not get hit by that.
No, you didn't. No, I forgot about that. So, yeah, you don't have your reaction for the time being.
Oh,
Good note taking.
fuck.
I had forgotten about that.
It
It's-
only
it's
lasts
just
a
for
turn,
one
I think,
turn,
like,
yeah.
it's- Yeah, it's only for one turn, so.
Okay, so the abomination jumps over, and otherwise you watch as its the long tendrils and coils begin to dig into the roof. You hear the cracking and splitting of tiles. You hear the scream of sounds like screams or shouts from within the building as the creature begins to otherwise infect the area around. Mortar, you come back at the start of your turn, which means I have 2 held actions to take place.
Alright.
First
Sure.
off, we'll begin.
Okay.
We will
Fine.
do this in turn order. So, Romulus,
Mhm.
please go ahead and make 2 attacks with advantage,
Bonk.
using Great Weapon Master and your shackles.
Give me a bonk.
Only one of them will have the shackles, but I just need
Yes.
one of them to hit, basically.
Yeah, that's fine.
So it should be noted that that is going to be. This will have a +6 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
What do I know? What AC I'm aiming for?
Do I have half cover?
You would have half cover in this instance. Actually, that actually begs the question. As you are coming from Blink, where are you coming back?
I can appear within 10 feet, so I'm going to be appearing around here.
There? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, shit! There's an actual map thing now. Oh, so there is. I've been blind.
No, that's fine. So in this instance, you can't see Mortar when he comes back.
Fuck.
So I will say this, because barbarians do traditionally have an ability, if I remember correctly, it's called like instinctive pounce or something.
Yes.
Where if they're holding an action or they make an opportunity attack, they can move 10 feet prior to that. I will allow
Yes.
you to jump using that feature to make the 2 attacks. It
Thank
will
you.
then mean that you will
I
hit the
appreciate
ground again, and you would
That
take
is fine.
4 points of bludgeoning, half to 2, because you are raging. But
That is
that will be the
really
cost
fine
of
by
it.
me.
So go ahead and make
Yeah.
me the 2 attacks. And I will say that Mortar in this instance, due to the nature of the jump, you will retain half cover for both of these attacks.
Okay.
Does Romulus suffer from the Bane effect as well?
I wasn't
yes.
attacked earlier.
No.
No, so Mortar's thing is that all
Right.
creatures within 15 feet of him that would usually be party members suffer from the baned condition while he's in his current mental state.
Okay, so there's a D4. Does Bane do attack rolls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Minus
Oh,
D4
fuck,
to
okay.
attack rolls and saving throws. We also forgot about
Okay.
Terrador.
Mhm.
I will say, Romulus, you watch as Terrador is otherwise kind of crouching in the street, kind of head bowed, and you're watching as Terrador seems to be resisting against something, but you're watching as the crystals are beginning to go this dark purple and green, similar to how
Oh,
you saw
fuck.
corrupted Terrador initially.
Oh fuck. Okay.
While Cat's not in control, it seems that Terrador is going to start turning against the party.
Okay, so I'll move a D4 down for this. I'm just gonna roll the D4 first and see how much is being taken off of this.
4.
4. So I have a
You have plus 2 to hit, which is a plus
What?
0 because Mortar has half cover. So Mortar, what is your AC prior to half cover? 19 and 20 is a crits because you're using stagger, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's right.
Oh, wrong button.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Yep,
Apologies.
no, that's
I
fine.
accidentally pressed the wrong one.
Nope, that happens if you accidentally catch one of the number buttons. I found out.
Oh, ignore the...
D6. Yep, it's fine.
Come on. Oh, that
No.
one is cocked.
It would unfortunately be a 10.
Yeah.
And the second attack is a separate D4 roll.
Fair enough.
So minusing 3 this time.
3. So I have a +1. Wonderful.
So a 17, 18, 19, or 20 will be a hit on the second one.
Yeah. Okay.
That,
19?
that will be a crit.
That will be a crit. Thank you.
It's
Thank
gonna hurt.
you. Oh yeah. Oh
Oof.
yeah, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah. This
Oh,
is,
yeah.
This,
So,
is this the
So-
one with the fire?
2d.
That's 2d6. 2d6. It's also going to be another 2d6 and 2d6 for the fire rune.
Yep.
Um,
But
and
that one
re-rolling
doesn't
ones
have...
and twos.
Yeah, re-rolling
Plus
ones and
10
twos
damage.
on this.
Oh,
re-rolling ones and
shit.
twos on the
Okay,
first
yeah,
one.
I think
damage.
Oh,
it's possible
they
they go down in one hit if you roll.
We'll
really
have
well.
to see. You also need to roll me a strength save, please, Mortar. Against whatever Romulus's DC is.
Okay.
Okay, no
So
worries.
this is the first batch.
Okay.
Are we wanting? How do I now do this? Because honestly, I'm
Okay.
confused.
Roll. So these
Oh,
ones
that's
won't
not
get
what I see.
re-rolled because they're part of the effect. But the ones and
Okay.
twos will. So start with the ones and twos.
Okay. So these ones up here.
Okay. Those ones
Oh.
stay as they are. These two. Okay. 4, 4, 4, 1, and then re-roll these 4 because you have advantage on the
On the
damage
actual
dice.
weapon damage roll.
Yep. So
And I
re-rolling
re-roll
that, one.
one.
4, 4, 4, 1. So 5, 4, 5. Okay, so your total damage is plus 10 damage. You said, is that incorporating rage as well, and
sorry,
Giant's Might?
That's 10 damage, including rage. Oh, there's an extra 2d6. Fuck. Okay. We're almost there.
All right, these
So
2d6 on the end
7
here.
So 10 plus 7, so plus 17 damage to this total.
Okay, so go ahead and roll
And
these extra
then-
ones.
Put me out of my misery.
And I'll re-roll the 2 there.
Yep. Okay. That is 58 points of damage. Mortar,
Yeah.
you're in Snap's form. You take 2 damage.
Motherfucker!
Feels good. Oh, this is gonna be a long fight for you guys.
Just as a general
This
note,
is gonna be a.
as a general note, by the way, because I probably should have said this to you because I forgot. Your current health is 16.
There we go. There we go. I was about to say. I was like, holy shit, this is gonna be a long fight. For
Yeah,
you
your
guys.
current
Okay,
health
so
is
I'll
16, so
do
you
that.
are now on 14 health because you took 2
just a
damage.
I do have a quick question.
Mhm.
What was his strength save?
I failed. I got a 4.
Okay,
Okay.
you are magically grappled and restrained.
And
Well,
burning
no,
is
not,
the important bit.
sorry, not grappled, just restrained.
Just
But your
restrained.
speed is still movement, and your attacks are attacks against you are with advantage, and you have disadvantage on your attack rolls, and disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
And whilst restrained by the shackles, the target takes 2d6 fire damage at the start of each of its turns.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And
I got a crit. Yes, Chris?
Yes.
Am I able to use my bonus action attack that I get from Great Weapon Master?
You'd used your bonus action for rage, and this was a held
That
action,
was
so in
last?
this instance, no.
Oh, of course. Okay. Fair enough.
yeah, because
That's right.
Sorry, in my head it was like, yeah, no. You're
No,
right.
that's fine. Okay, and now
we've also,
Mortar.
now we've got Cat's attack.
Yep, now Mortar, make me a strength saving throw, please, against Fallow. And don't mind me.
I am so upset about the all that damage being for nothing.
Yeah,
Is that
that-
seriously the radius?
Yes.
Fuck.
So actually, I would like
I'll take
Romulus,
2 damage.
Kirv, and Vinny to also make saves against this as well, please.
What?
You know
is it
what?
strength save?
Does this?
Strength
Can you
save.
describe the build up to this? Because I want to see if I want to use invigoration on this.
So, in this moment, as cats, or rather the abomination's tendrils, are otherwise seeding in through the roof and into the ground, you watch as it waits, and as you blink back in, your form becoming ethereal once again, you watch as in this massive sphere there is this cracking and screeching sound as you watch as all of the wood and plant life begins to tear upwards, creating this almost strange spherical dome of thorns and vines and trees, using every life form that it can, seemingly pulling
like
on
that.
everything. This is a full cage of thorns.
Yeah, I'm using invigoration to reroll this.
Okay.
Oh, that's a crit fail.
So,
Um,
the DC is
okay.
17.
Got 20.
Okay, so Romulus, you're unaffected by this for the time being.
If
What's
I'm
the
in
strength?
snaps,
Mhm.
sorry, if I'm in snaps form, am I burning these
No.
things or no? Great, perfect.
Sorry, was this strength?
Yep,
Yeah.
strength.
Shit.
14 for me, unfortunately.
14. So, you are also affected by this. And Kirv, what did you get?
12.
12. Kirv, Vinny, and Mortar. All of you are grappled and restrained while in the effect of Fallow. Additionally, you are now vulnerable to piercing and slashing damage while grappled and restrained in this way. And you may make an additional save at the end of each of your turns. This area is considered difficult terrain for everyone, except the Fallowthorn, who is immune to their own fallow.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't care how little damage is taken by snap. Vulnerability to slashing damage is going to end poorly for you, my friend.
Oh, I agree. I mean,
Yeah.
things have already gone sideways real freaking quick.
Yeah, so
But
so on crits or when you're vulnerable to damage, you will take 2 health damage, just as a general note, because
Yeah.
it basically counts as double.
that's fine. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So, at the start of your turn, Mortar, as you fall back in, Romulus jumps up,
Yeah.
makes these 2 swings. The first one you dodge out of the way from the ethereal form. The next one, the stagger comes down, cutting into you and part of the roof. But even though it tears straight through your collarbone, down through your lung and out through your stomach, you feel the pain disappear. And you watch as the skin begins to almost fold over itself, reforming and knitting before it begins to break and die away, forming this almost flayed cut from belly all the way up to shoulder. As the blade is drawn out, almost stagger ready for the next run of this, you feel almost this corrupt weave of magic as it spikes upwards and around, as thorns and vines begin to wrap into you, grabbing onto your form and holding you in place, much like how the magical shackles that Romulus have placed on you are. And in this moment, you feel very, very trapped.
All right. I think then Snap is going to kind of grin at Romulus as he does so, and he goes, I don't even know if he said anything, actually. I think he's going to kind of like swap the gun into his other hand and he's going to shoot. He's going to bonus action teleport out of the grasp of the vines.
I was going to say, if you're trying to shoot Romulus, I don't think you can see me right now.
You can't
because
see
I've
Romulus
fallen
where he
into
hits the
the ground.
ground, yeah. So,
No,
where
I'm
would you
teleporting out of the
where
vines.
would you like to teleport? You have 30-foot range. The area of the fallow is a 60-foot radius sphere.
Okay. I want to. I'm on a rooftop at the minute.
Yes.
Are there any higher roofs or anything?
No. You went to the highest
Or
place
are we
you
at
could.
Okay. In which case, then I'm just going to move. I'm just going to move here, just to
Okay.
the edge.
Okay. You otherwise blink, shooting to the edge as you're otherwise pulled to one side. The vines pull away from you for a moment, but as you otherwise land on the edge of the roof, the fallow begins to grab hold of you again. It seems while you're still within the area, you are affected by it still. Additionally, the magical shackles from Romulus stick around. So you are still grappled and restrained by both effects currently.
Okay. So, disadvantage on attacks. I am going to... Well, I have Snap's abilities.
Mhm.
So I'm going to... Which means I have all of my spell points still.
Yep.
And all of my abilities.
Oh, you also need to make me a concentration check for Spirit Shroud, but the DC is 10, because you took 2 damage.
I'm going to drop Spirit Shroud.
Okay.
If I can. I'm just going to let it go. I'm not worried about Spirit Shroud right now. Okay, so I'm grappled and restrained twice, which means I can't move.
Correct.
Okay. This is kind of tricky. I can't see Romulus. Oh no, Romulus is up with me now, right?
Yeah. No,
Is
Romulus is
did
on
Romulus
the
jump up?
was on the ground. Also, I've just realised.
Oh, okay.
You were right, Jamie. My apologies. I got it incorrect. It is a 20-foot radius, so this would not be affecting Kirv or Vinny right now. And Romulus saved. My apologies. So you would actually be able to blink out of it onto another rooftop if you want. You'd only be then affected by the flame shackles.
Still restrained,
I can
but
do what?
less so.
I can do what?
Yeah.
Sorry?
So your blink is 30 feet, isn't it?
Yes.
So you could, in theory, go onto another roof.
Oh yeah,
over.
I'm going to another rooftop then.
Okay.
I'm going to another rooftop, 100%.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, that was entirely my bad. I misread the ability. Its casting range is 60 feet, and it's a 20-foot radius.
I was about to say, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
It's
No, so from
dangerous.
here, so that would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you'd be able to get into the street, but not over to the next block of rooftops.
Ooh.
So you'd then be down in the streets at
could
that
be
point.
good. Yeah, I'm going to vanish into the street.
Okay.
Perfect. And then I'm going to, so I've used my bonus action. I'm then going to use my movement to move into a building.
You are restrained still by Romulus's magical shackles, so you still wouldn't have the movement.
Right.
So you can't move. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha.
Okay.
Ha.
Wow.
I did
You know
this
what,
for a
fuck it,
reason.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm not staying down there. If I can't move anyway, I'm at least doing something.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay up here. I'm gonna teleport there. I'm staying in the grass, but I don't care. I'm going to instead. Snap is going to spin the cylinder of Black Scorpion, and it's just going to open fire.
Okay.
Disadvantage
On
all
the
of
creature?
the works. On the creature, yeah.
Okay. So
Disadvantage the works.
this will be 4 attacks, or 5 attacks because you can. Oh no, because you use your bonus action teleport, so it'll be 4 attacks.
First hit is a crit fail, so I jam. So second attack will be
Fixing it.
to unjam that.
Yep.
And I'll be using weapon frenzy to fire twice again.
Yep.
That is a 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. And the second shot
Higher
is
than
a
that.
lot more.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll the damage for those. So that is
Okay.
2d8.
So I believe it's 2d8 plus 10.
Mm-hmm.
That is 5 plus 10 is 15 points of psychic damage. And also, I'm going to use the new ability as I'm going to kind of shoot, and I'm just going to try to flare the symbol which I've been seeing everywhere at the creature, and I'm going to expend 3 of my pool, 3 dice of my pool, to inflict an effect from the madness table.
Okay. Go ahead. What save type does the creature have to make here?
I'm actually. Hold on. Let me just look at the ability.
Yeah. Remember that if the creature succeeds, you get affected by the effect on the madness table.
That's fine. So it's a D8. Roll a D20 to determine the effect on the table. It's a wisdom save against my spell save DC, so 15.
Yeah, so a Wisdom 15 save, please, for the Abomination, and it's 3d8 because you expended 3 points of bonus psychic damage.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's
Also 3d8
well,
additional psychic.
3d8. Okay. So you take a bonus. Ooh, 18 damage.
18 psychic.
Oh, it is going to use damage reflection.
Okay. So for 2 instinct points, as you otherwise shoot towards the creature, the damage total was from this one. It would have been because it would have been the larger of the two. It would be 9 plus 18 because this would have been on the on one of the shots. So that would be 27. Okay, so. Yeah, Mortar, in this moment, as you otherwise shoot, the first shot landing a clean hit, the second one as you pile it full of your madness, taking the shot, you watch as the creature seems to be mildly affected by it, but in this moment you feel this backlash begin to strike into you as you take 13 points of psychic damage.
Is that the full 13, or is it reduced to whatever?
No, that's the full 13, that was halved from the 27.
Oh, when I'm in Snap's form, don't I take like less damage or something?
Oh, that's right, yeah. So you would take 1 point of damage because it would only be
Okay.
1 threshold.
Okay, cool. No worries.
And roll me the d20 to see what you get on the madness table while I quickly go find it.
Okie dokie.
Because Chris needs to make sure he's got this. Where did I put the
that is a
madness
10.
table? Oh, it's in my book still. That's why I'm trying to. Why I can't find it on my computer. What was the total?
You are
17?
afflicted with the fear of ducks.
That was a 10,
Oh, it was the 10. Okay.
and it was on the major.
Yep. Major table. Where did I write the insanity table? Here it is. 10. Okay, well, that's interesting and situational. Cat.
Mm.
In your abominational form, you begin to feel like everything and anything around you can be an enemy. You will take an opportunity attack against anything that leaves your range, friend or foe, for the time being.
That's not far off what I'm already doing. Let's go.
No, that's true. But this does also include Terrador, and any civilians that happen to leave their houses within 15 feet of you.
Well, get. Damn.
It's not going to be likely, because ground floor they can just run away. But you know, if this combat does take to the streets, there might be casualties.
Wonderful.
So, that is your go, I believe, Mortar. Roll me a d20 to see if you disappear.
Oh yeah.
11 or higher. And you go poof. No,
Nope, I'm still there.
you're still there.
Oh, this is gonna be a rough turn.
Okay. End
Oh.
of your go. Before Kirv's turn, is there anything that the Abomination would like to do?
I don't think there's really anything in range.
Not really.
You have
no.
advantage on me.
Yeah, but you're
And
out of my
also,
range as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, no, that's
Oh,
true. There'd be
okay.
no reason for you to do anything at this point, so yeah. You don't need to. Okay. Kirv, it is your go. You currently see this otherwise mesh dome of thorns and vines across the way, an entire house converted into this abominable nature of the Fallowthorn abomination. You can see Romulus standing at the edge of it, otherwise hacked through a few of them to be able to stand there without being hindered. But you can hear the sounds of people within who have very much had a rude awakening, and you can see the Fallowthorn abomination standing tall in the center of its structure.
Sorry, one thing. Can I make a save against Romulus's?
Oh yes,
chains?
you make a save against both at the end of your turn, so 2 strength saves, please.
Right.
So,
That's a 19 for the first.
so Romulus's fades, and then the Fallow. Okay.
That's a 3 for the second.
So you are still restrained by the Fallow, but the shackles disappear.
I think I should
but
have
it is
taken.
what it is.
I should have taken additional damage at the beginning of my turn because I was chained.
The attack happens at the beginning of your turn, so because the effect happens afterwards, I'm going to say the additional damage doesn't take place.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fair.
No worries.
If I'd attacked you one turn, you get hit with the initial attack, and then on your next start of your turn,
Yeah.
Gotcha. My bad. Sorry to interrupt.
That's right.
no, that's cool.
Curve.
Mhm.
What would you like to
quick
do?
question.
Mhm.
Am I still blinded?
No.
Okay, well that's very good.
Ooh, that's a point. Mortar shouldn't have been able to see.
I can see because of blind sight.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, never mind. So
30 feet of blind sight.
that's fine. Sorry, carry on. We've interrupted your turn now.
That's okay. I mean, there's fucking nothing I can really do. I'm thinking. I don't know if there's any chance this is going to work at all, but would I be able to try and command Cat or the creature?
With the command spell?
Yeah, to
Yeah.
calm. Like, command calm.
Ooh, okay. This would be doable.
Within 60 foot? Are they in?
Yeah,
they're within 60 foot, yeah.
60 foot, yeah.
And that is a wisdom saving of 17.
Okay, so Cat is the abomination. Please make me a wisdom saving throw against DC 17.
Jesus.
As Kirv shouts calm out the window.
Lucky if I make this. Yeesh. No.
Okay, so you will calm. In this instance,
Last one round.
go ahead and roll me a... I'll say, actually, Kirv, you choose which of these two effects you want it to be. Either one, Cat becomes incapacitated, or the abomination becomes incapacitated on its next turn, or two, Cat gets to make a wisdom save right now to regain control.
Does Cat still have inspiration?
Yes.
I'm tempted to say wisdom saving throw now. Does
Okay.
that sound alright to you, Jamie?
It does, though I don't know if Cat's alive or dead at the moment. If she makes it.
I'm nearby enough that you would be dying rather than dead if you were to go back to the exact state you were in previously.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw, please, Cat.
Come on.
I mean, even with the D8, the highest that's gonna be.
Can I offer an inspiration to Cat?
Chris, out of curiosity, what am I trying to roll here? Is it possible with a D8 and +4?
No.
Okay. Then I don't make it.
As a general note,
Can-
you gave control to the creature, so you have to beat a DC of 24 right now.
Oh. That's cool.
Can I offer my inspiration to Cat
If you
at
want
this
to,
time?
I'll allow it.
I think
And remember, you can use Tides of Chaos, Cat.
Is that just something I now have access to while I'm this thing?
What, Tides of
If I
Chaos?
If I die, I need wild magic to happen for me to use Tides of Chaos.
Yeah.
yeah, you can
Yeah,
choose to activate wild magic to get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
it just means
no,
that the
I don't-
next time you take damage, there are automatic failed death saves because you are technically dying
Yeah,
inside this creature.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna die.
What do I see?
Go ahead
happen
and use the
from
inspiration.
Kirv, if I might ask. So, do I see what Kirv does, basically?
Yeah.
I'm wanting to put a little bit of flavor on giving this inspiration.
So, Kirv, if you want to describe what
Is
happens.
Romulus blinded?
No.
No, I'm not blinded.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so Kirv, I believe, she's still in the vines,
No,
creature?
I made a mistake on the area of that. You're in the building across from the vines.
Understood. She is not in the
In the
not
vines.
nestled in the vines, except from the red vines of her armor. And she looks over to Cat and points one claw at her and begins to say, "Harm."
Okay. The word carries through the night sky, or the night's air, sorry, as...
I prefer night sky. That's cool. Whimsical.
As it travels through the night sky in an effort to try and reach Cat, Romulus, you have an opportunity if you would like to use your inspiration in some manner.
I would like to. Cat, please. You can't give in to this thing. We're here. We will keep you safe. Just trust us. Come back to me.
Go ahead and roll again.
Come on.
Okay, I need to get 24, right?
Yep, you've got 14
No, I need to
currently,
get-
and you'd need a
I need
10
to
on a
get
D8.
8.
What?
14. Oh, yeah, I can't get 10 on a D8.
Yep.
It's not possible.
So,
Oh.
no, it would fail.
Ah,
You
well,
shout
this
this out in an effort to reach Cat, but Cat right now is preoccupied digging for something.
Oh, fuck. When you try your best, but you don't succeed.
I tried to. I'm sorry.
So that's your action curve.
Yes. Fuck. I mean,
Oh, by the way, Mortar, roll me a wisdom save.
Oh, does he gain control?
That is a 10.
Snap's still in control.
Okay.
Just letting you know that once Mortar comes back and sees this creature just attacking him, there's panic mode.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then be brown pants before combat ends.
Oh, without a doubt.
Be back just 1 sec. I need to go get my nugs out the oven.
You left them in there for over an hour.
I would say Kirv doesn't want to jump and get too close, and there's no bonus actions that would be useful, it looks like right now. So yeah,
Okay,
that's her turn.
Vinny, back to the top of the round.
Boy, Mortar has disappeared again?
Nope.
Nope. I'm stuck.
Nope. Okay. Yeah, you know what? He's probably fucked anyway then. This is not going to be a fun turn for him.
No, it's not.
Okay, the only thing that has reliably worked against this creature is trying to beat it down, so...
True.
But I can't do... I can tell you where was I? I was here?
Yep.
These houses are at level, aren't they?
Yeah. Because it's on the roof, it's slightly higher than you, but the elevation is still similar.
Okay, is the window big enough that I could take a shot out from where I am?
Yeah. You'd have to move to there, possibly, to get a clean shot, but otherwise it would be half cover.
Okay. Problem is, if I have to move at all, I can't careful aim.
It would just be half cover, so +2 to the AC.
Yeah, without advantage, I can't sneak attack, and that's where all my damage comes from. So this is...
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna... It might be a bit of a long shot, but I'm gonna have to try and take a shot from here, working around the limitations of the geometry.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an attack roll with advantage if you're using steady aim, please.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well within optimum range. Yep, it says advantage, so it will sneak attack if it hits, which is by no means guaranteed.
That will hit, though.
Yep, that is a
10 plus...
plus 6, so 16.
16 points of...
piercing damage from the Quicksilver shortbow.
Okay. As you fire the arrow, it otherwise flies through the air for a direct path towards the creature, but you watch as it hits the hide. It strikes what looks to be almost this woody section that has slightly outgrown from around it within the fallow. It seems that while it's here, it is resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. So, Cat, you take 8 points of damage.
Rightio.
It's probably the nastiest of the three abominations in its own way.
Okay, well, even with resistance, it's mostly the bad roll bringing that down. But, oh well, I've done what I could. Unfortunately, that takes up all my movement and my action and bonus action, so that will be it for me for this turn.
Okay. Romulus, it is your go. You are on the ground. You can otherwise hear the sounds of shouts from people inside who have been surprised by this whole endeavour taking place. You know that you could climb onto the roof, and it seems to be more well reinforced now by the nature of there being a flood of vines and thorns. It's difficult terrain, so it would take your entire movement just to get up that wall and onto the ledge. But it would allow you to move up to that area.
There's no way of me to get around to where Mortar is there?
Get 40 feet, right? So you should be able to get there.
I have 35.
No,
Oh, okay. You might
that
still be able to.
that 2x2 there is the closest you could get.
Which is just ever so slightly out of even my reach.
Mm-hmm.
I think I am going to have to climb up.
Okay.
I climb up.
I'm going to say there's no test at this point because there are plenty of handholds to climb up. So you go to there.
And I am going to... I'm going to second wind first of all.
All right. Bonus action, second wind.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unless my crit earlier means that I can have a bonus action attack with a weapon, in which case I'll do that instead and fuck them.
In this instance, no, because it would be a new turn. However, you do auto hit on your next attack roll because you're using stagger.
True. You know what? I'll do attacks first and then decide what to do with the bonus action after. It makes more sense. But I am going to get to smacking. Each time I do, I was like, Cat, I know you're in there.
Oh, God.
I know you will be all right. I'll make sure of it. But if I have to cut you out of there, I will. And yeah, slicey.
For clarity and for brevity's sake, I rolled for the concentrations because I forgot about them until I saw the concentration symbol. That was a natural 9 and a natural 1, so you aren't blinded by this effect. So that is useful to know for this.
So auto hit on the first one.
Okay. So all the kit and caboodle.
I'm just trying to math it out in my head now.
So
okay, all those
this
can
would-
stay over there.
I was gonna say
it's
you
have
roll
one
these
for the giant's
because
might.
so you'd have so roll these because you basically roll them with advantage and just re-roll 1s and 2s, and then this is for the giant's might.
Okay. Oh, actually, shit. Give me a second. Does this one give me a bonus? I can't remember. I don't think it does. No, I think I'm good. Sorry, I know at some point it goes up to a D8, but it's not yet, is it?
No, I believe it's level 10
Yeah.
or something around
okay.
then.
So, something like that. Oh, fuck. There we go.
Re-roll the 1.
That's
Okay, so
Yeah.
that is these 3 here. 17 plus 17.
Yeah.
So Cat, you take 34 points of damage halved to 17 because you are within Fallow. And go ahead and roll me the 3d4 damage you're dealing back to Romulus from being attacked with a melee weapon.
It's 8.
8 halved to 4. Okay.
This is going to be a slog, isn't
Oh!
it?
It's looking
yeah.
bloodied.
It's looking bloodied.
Okay.
Mortar, how are you looking? You looking bloodied or not yet?
No, I'm fine. Well, I mean, I'm on.
Out
I'm
of
on,
16.
However many hit points.
Out of 16.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. The next one is... I think I only get to do 1 attack per giant's might, don't I? So I would just do the d6s
Yeah.
now.
You still have to hit for this one though.
Yeah, I know. I'm just moving these over so that they're... so that I can just roll it all at once.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Am I still baned?
Yes.
I will be recklessing this. It didn't come up earlier because auto hit, but it just makes sense.
Actually, no, you wouldn't be baned. You're outside of 15 feet of Mortar.
Oh, that's good. In that case, that is a 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Okay.
Wonderful. And
So re-rolling the 1.
roll that.
So it's the 5 and 4.
5 and 4, so 9 plus
17 is 26.
No, not 17 minus 8 from that because oh wait, no. Oh well, no, I must have used Great Weapon Master. So in fact, that would have been that wouldn't hit.
That wouldn't hit. Okay, so never mind.
No. I miss.
Okay.
C'est la vie. But I didn't get a crit or anything. I can't use a bonus action to do a proper attack. So I am just going to do some healies.
You do still have second
so that's-
wind, should you, or not second wind, action surge, because you didn't use it before, just in case that matters.
I'm gonna hold off for the moment because I want a bit more health before I
Yeah, no, that's
go
fair.
too hard on it. So that's 1d10 plus my fighter level, which I believe is 7.
Nice.
It's a nice even 10.
Yeah. Makes the maths easy.
It does. Nothing else, it does make the maths easy. Okay. That is Romulus done for the moment.
Make me a strength saving throw, please. With advantage, because you are raging and in Giant's Might. DC is 17.
Oh, I'm good.
That was
The
almost
one
2
scared
1s.
me for a second. But...
Yeah, that was almost 2 1s. That would have been fun. You managed to, despite the fallow otherwise proceeding to try and reach up, grab you and cause issues, you otherwise managed to shrug the effects off and do not become hindered by it. Cat, it is your go. Are you making a wisdom saving throw at the start of your turn, or are you delving deeper?
She's gonna keep trying to delve. She wants some answers. Maybe
Make-
a way to seal this creature.
Make me an investigation check. DC 30.
Come on, dice. Just work with me a little bit, please.
A wee bit.
17 plus 4.
Investigation.
8. 17 plus 8.
25.
Okay. There's a chance.
Need a
We
5
have a
or
chance
higher.
Here. Oh, come on, dice. Please.
Come on. Big roll.
6. 27.
32.
Oh, you did it.
In this moment, as you delve deeper in to try and find something, go ahead and roll me 2d8s for me. And we'll take the higher of the two.
Actually have.
8.
Okay, that could have otherwise been a 1. That's interesting. So, as you're delving deeper, kind of digging through this creature as best you can, just trying to force your way through with whatever mental energy and prowess you have, you push through, and eventually there is a part where you feel something almost solid, like a wall. And as you begin to try and push up against it, you can feel almost this force barrier of some form, keeping it in place. You can feel kind of glyphs and lines of magic across it as you're running your hands along it and trying to figure out what it is, before you feel a arm seemingly clasp you and pull you through to the other side.
Okay.
In this moment, at the start of your turn, you see the hand that has pulled you through. You look at them and you look up, half expecting to see a strong face, half expecting to see your parents. But you don't. Before you, you see a wizened old man. Human, wrinkled skin all over. A beard that comes down to maybe his chest or so. You can see that he carries a staff and is aged, beyond comparison. You take a guess and he looks as though he's lived far longer than he feasibly should have been able to. Yet he somehow still has the strength to pull you through. As he stands there kind of clasping your arm, you look down and you can see kind of sections of your body have the creature in place, but this magical barrier is seemingly blocking it from progressing beyond its usual state. So you're the sorceress, are you?
Yeah, I guess so.
Good.
Who are you?
My name's not important anymore. It's lost to time. But it is good to see that you have progressed so far and done some work. Looks at Sychania, and you notice the cracks along Sychania. It looks as though you haven't much time. You will do this. Don't fret or panic, and know that you have our help. I may not be able to stop it for long, but I can at the very least give you a chance. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, I have so many questions. Who's are? Are there others here?
There were 6 of us originally. We did what we could. We thought our leader was the sorceress. But we see now that's not the case. Do what you can. Try to reforge the bond. Don't forget who you are. Not like us.
Okay, what is this thing? What is... I'm so confused.
The figure places a hand on your shoulder and you feel almost this strange warmth and comfort from it. We were much the same. All I can say is that it is a corrupted entity. Something within it is stirred with ancient malice. But it can be defeated. Our diviners said it so, and they are rarely wrong.
Can I save everyone that's been taken by this?
Everyone
people
who
are
has
actually-
been taken should be intact. They should be reachable. But
How-
depending on their strength and their willpower, there may be those who have been consumed. Ones who have been lost.
Okay. How do I reach them? Should I be able to? Is this after I defeat the creature?
To an extent. Your chain will reinforce the bond and prevent it from affecting you. You will be able to have full access to its protective measures. But that does not necessarily mean that it is over. I'm sorry I do not know more. I was not the original maker of the chain, nor the creature.
Well, thank you. I was just looking for my mum and dad, but
This is unfortunately most likely going to be the last time I'll see you. My energy will be expended after this. Just live long enough to grow strong, okay?
okay. Thank you for your help, and I'm sorry that it kind of has got this bad. My friends are out there at the moment. They're trying their best to probably hold it and stop it from rampaging.
You did better than us. I don't know the exact details, but I know that many lives were given in containing this creature. You've done well. Don't look down on what you've done as negative. A few cracks here or there can be mended, but it'll take time and openness. Be honest with yourself and don't beat yourself down. Believe in who you are. And with that, as the hand is placed on your shoulder, you feel this surge of energy. The rest of you watch from your rooftop, from within the fallow. You see the energies of the creature as the negative light begins to fade. You watch as bits of it that have been slawn off so far from the attacks, seeping into the fallow, begin to crack and crumble. You watch as the bone begins to peel away in that moment, and you almost watch as there is a screeching sound from within, as you watch as Sychania bursts from the chest of this creature, wrapping around and pulling it down to the ground, as you watch as Cat begins to transform back into herself. But something is different. Something is off. Cat, this is your new stat block for this fight. This is a one-use stat block.
Another one.
This is a one-use stat block. As you see, Cat is wreathed in this brilliant light and what looks to be a mantle of pure magic.
Oh, bloody hell.
As Cat, you are in your right mind, and there are no negatives to any of this. You are in complete control.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So read that stat block and note that you are currently an 11th level caster.
Okay. Okay.
When we say 11th, as in like, that's so. Currently, she's a higher level than we are.
Currently, she would be a level 10. Normally as Cat, but in this form she becomes a level 11 caster, and she knows additional spells based on who she has just become. As you may note, you now have access to all of those additional spells for this fight.
Oh, you just give me loads of spells I don't know.
That's fine.
Okay.
Ask what they do, throw them at me, that's perfectly fine. Also note this you have access to all of your runes, not just the ones you have prepared. All of them.
Okay. What's Sunbeam? How does that work?
Yes. Fuck.
That's a
Sunbeam.
nasty spell. That's a nasty spell.
So,
It's a very
Actually,
good
logistically, if you're going up against Snap, you need to do lots of little attacks. So if you've got like Scorching Ray or something.
ones that would work in your favour for this would include... Wall of Fire would be a good one. Hold Monster would be good. Witch Bolt means you can do consistent damage. Otherwise, Sunbeam is that
Can't
you
do
can
much
do it
else.
every turn after that.
So, alright, okay. And can you upcast Wall of Fire?
Yes, I believe so. It just does more damage. Keep in mind you are on a roof that is currently made of ivy and broken house.
True, true.
And you are in your right mind. As this happens at the beginning of your turn, you have the rest of your turn available to you.
Okay. I am going to...
If I might recommend, Hold Monster and or Sunbeam are both very good ones to begin with.
Yeah, okay. I am going to...
Alternatively,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
alternatively, if you want to do a lot of damage to Snap all at once, you could triple split a chromatic orb to fire 3 of them at him.
I literally was just thinking that. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that. So, Cat looks over at Romulus. I did it, I got some answers. I'll explain it. Hey, whoever you are, looks over at, like, Mortar. Give our friend back, and I'll go triple cast Chromatic Orb in.
Okay. So go ahead and make me 3 attacks against Mortar, please. Currently, Mortar is not restrained as the fallow has faded.
Yeah, that's fine. These are plus...
They're
Oh,
a
gonna
plus
miss.
11 because he has a higher
Oh, jeez.
spell attack than you.
Okay,
So,
it's... The lowest is 14.
So 14 will miss.
Okay, the next
18?
one is... 18?
Sorry, 18 will hit.
Next one... Okay,
Okay.
and then the other one will hit.
and then the other one will hit. Okay. So, Snap takes 2 damage. As each of the chromatic orbs punches into him, there is a moment as the kind of the raw force magic from these 3 being thrown at Mortar. 2 of them have heavy punches against. The other one, Snap manages to dodge out of the way of just in time. But Snap's taken some hits. So, Cat, that is the end of your turn, I assume, unless you wish to move, or if you wish to do anything with your bonus action.
Can I do anything with my bonus action?
I don't think so.
No.
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 Could you quicken spell?
Oh.
Is that something you...
No, I don't.
No,
My rooms don't have a quicken spell. I should probably make one at some point, but don't know how that works. Right, then yeah, that will end
Okay.
my turn.
Terador is
Um,
now coming to his senses. He has skipped his now turn because he has now changed masters once again. So Terador is now stunned until the start of your next turn.
Question:
Poor
Is-
guy.
Are the crystals now like glowing with light a little bit, or is it just back to cat normal?
It's back to Cat normal, yeah. So Cat
Aw, it'd be
currently,
really funny if with it.
for reference, Cat currently has 22 intelligence, 80 temporary hit points on top of her usual health, which is currently 1 because you went down to 0,
Nice.
and you have an AC of 20. Plus, you have access to all of these additional spells, plus all of your runes at once. But this is a one-time use form. Oh, and spell
fine.
resistance. So advantage against all magical effects and spells. Cool. Mortar, it is your go. You see a cat before you. She is backed a cat. This cannot stand.
Mortar is going to, or Snap is going to spin the cylinder of his weapon, look at Cat and go from one monster to another, and is going to just open fire.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
That is a 22.
As you spin your gun to take the shot, your hand freezes in place. And the hand begins to twist and turn. There isn't pain, but there is restriction there. And in this moment, Mortar now regains control. As this line is said, and as Cat seems to have returned to what looks to be almost a purer form than you've ever seen her. The corruption of the creature not spread nearly as far, protected by this magical barrier. You look on, and you feel the resistance.
I think that so has Mortar regained control?
Yeah.
Okay, I think maybe as, like you say, Snap levels the weapon at Cat says from one monster to another, and the other hand is going to grab the weapon and put it under Snap's chin, pull the trigger, and it almost dispels the dark aura. And Mortar kind of staggers forward and kind of just starts breathing heavily, looks around, just a bit confused as to where he is.
Kirv. In this moment, you've just watched Mortar shoot himself in the head.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what's going on, but Cat's now glowing. Mortar just shot himself and now seems fine. The building that they're standing on looks like it's going to collapse in the next maybe 30 seconds, so they got a little bit to get off of the building. But there are also people in there, potentially. And Terador seems to be having a really bad migraine. What would you like to do, Kirv?
Sorry, I'm honestly drawing a bit of a blank. Because Kirv is drawing a blank.
Okay.
Is it wise if I just step back so if they want to try and get back over here, they have plenty of space?
I'll say, given the not knowing what to do, in the nature that combat seems to be dying down between this, there was no instinct to attack one of them. With combat dying down, is there anything anyone would like to do? There are currently people, preparing to seemingly flee the building that they are in.
Is it quite obvious that there are people below us?
You can hear them. You can't see them, though. You see that a lot of the tiles have been uprooted, a lot of the building has been torn apart, and it seems that where its structural integrity was being held together by the vines and the fallow, now that Cat has transformed back, the fallow is falling apart. And as a result...
jump inside the building.
Okay.
Mortar jumps inside the building and he's going to start trying to help people out.
Okay.
Yeah, if Cat and Mortar seem to be okay now, then I would like to climb down here and run into this building and try and help evacuate.
Okay.
With the
Romulus.
Go on.
Romulus is going to drop giant form, go inside the building, and re-up giant form if you'll allow that, Chris, in order to hold the building up for as long as possible.
To allow people out. Yeah, I'll allow that.
Yep.
I am going to, if you have all of the power that's remaining from this person, I'm going to cast Levitate on parts inside the building to hold it up.
I'll allow that. Yeah, using a multi-split Levitate, you begin to hold some of the support beams up as people begin to leave in this moment. I would like
Uh,
Cat, Romulus, Mortar, Vinny, and Kirv. I'll say Kirv if you would like to. Are you helping them with this evacuation of the building?
Yes.
Okay. I would like all of you to make me persuasion or performance checks, please. This will be a group DC to make it look like you are the heroes and not the people who just caused this.
Am I still playing?
Unfortunately, yes, you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one else, just you.
Yep.
Yeah, just you for the time being. It will disappear when you take a long rest.
Thank you.
Huh.
Okay, so, Romulus, what did you get?
Oh, apologies. I completely forgot to roll.
Persuasion or
I was too
performance?
distracted.
Your choice.
Oh, I was doing strength.
Oh no, that's fine. I'm assuming you're holding up the building perfectly fine for the time being.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. This is just persuasion or performance for the purposes
Okay.
of.
Well, I rolled
of
for a
this.
different thing, but if we just take what I rolled, it's low.
All right, so that's a 3 plus or minus.
Yeah, there you go.
Minus 1. Okay, so a 2. Mortar.
I think I'm just silent, holding the building up.
Yep.
18.
18. Okay. Cat.
10.
10. Kirv.
14.
14. And Vinny.
Also a 14.
Okay. Across the board, pretty average and good for the most part. These people in their panicked state, as they are running out of the building as quick as they can, trying to make an escape, a few of them they see Romulus kind of drop down. He was standing outside the building and a few of them caught glances of him as he jumped up on top of the building before jumping back down again and holding the building up. And they're like, oh, we recognize you. You're the one who jumped onto the roof. You know more than you're letting on. And I'll say that's where this all happens. You are silently holding the building in just vigilance. Meanwhile, Cat, a few of them kind of take looks at you and they're caught off guard, but they can see that you're casting magic to seemingly hold this building up, and they're like, okay, that's fair, there's a lot of magical people in the city, so we respect that. I would also like you, because I forgot to do this, go ahead and roll me some wild magic checks for me. This will be the first one for the chromatic orb, second one for the levitates.
The levitate?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't know if I had wild magic.
No, that's
still.
fine.
The levitate is...
Levitate's second level, so you should be fine.
Okay.
On a 4, I believe that's... are you below half?
I did.
Or...
I did upcast it for the building because levitate doesn't hold much.
So in which case then, yes, that would go off. So that would be that plus that. Go ahead and roll for me. Let's see if you blow all these civilians up and leave no witnesses. 59.
No, it's not 7.
Shame.
I have a fear of the number 7 on a D100.
Roll me 2d6.
Oh god, maybe I'll still blow them up in another way. 10.
10. You regain 10 spell points.
Oh, let go! Wait, there you go. I've just spent.
Alright. Okay. And as Kirv and Vinny and Mortar are otherwise helping getting people out, the charismatic members of the group, the ones who are very much kind of calling, telling them to leave, a number of them do leave, and you hold the building up for as long as you can before safely evacuating yourself. Parts of the building begin to collapse, people begin to look out into the kind of from streets, hearing the collapse, hearing the shouting. Guards come past. But ultimately, throughout all of this, as you're all kind of catching your breath, Cat, you begin to feel the effects of the form wane as they begin to dissipate, beginning to be drawn down and away from you, as if it was a fleeting effect. It was a fleeting boon. And unfortunately, that means that it too runs out, and you feel the soul of whatever old wizened mage that may have been who was currently holding that power. Their soul is gone and breaks apart, never to be seen or heard from again. But in that moment, you feel thankful for what they've done, what they've allowed you to do, what you've achieved. As you stand there, you look down at Sychania with the crack, and you look at something that you can potentially mend. You look at your other arm, and you can see that where there was once a hand is now 3 long tendrils with these almost bone hooks on the end of them. As if you would like to post the updated picture to the party, you're welcome to. Of what Cat now looks like.
Yeah.
Spines have sprouted from her back, horns have sprouted from her head. You can see the crystals have formed around these new sections as best they can, but they are thin and light. You can see that Cat's corruption has progressed quite significantly. The changing of the form seems to have broken her and changed her. There are
Do I know what... Sorry. No, I'll be...
Sorry. There are shouts from the nearby people as they kind of get together. Groups of them begin to kind of hurry them into houses or buildings and kind of keep them safe from whatever has happened. The guards arrive, and a few of them note your presence. None of them necessarily recognize you, but they begin to ask what's going on. I'll say if somebody would like to go ahead and roll me a persuasion or performance check or deception check to lead this, you're welcome to do so, and I'll say you can make it with advantage as I'll say 2 people can do this, as they are otherwise assisting.
Do I have any idea of what's happened?
No. All you know is that you were 1 minute you collapsed in your room, the next minute you were awake, you were resisting something that was happening, and there are almost these flashes of things that happened over the course of the past hour as they just whiz past in almost this flash of memory, but you can't concentrate on any of it. And the next thing you remember is you holding your arm with the gun to your mouth or to the base of your chin, and you almost feel this strange relief as you now join the rest of the party on the ground. So I would say, who would like to herald this persuasion, deception, or performance check?
It's not gonna be me.
I
Those are the
would.
things I can't do.
Yes, I would like to take the lead with performance, if that's okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's fine. And who would like to be there assisting?
I can assist.
Okay. Go for it then, Vinny.
Right, this is with advantage.
As Kirv, you're there, otherwise providing what information you can with this while Romulus is comforting Cat. Yes, with advantage. And Mortar seems to be kind of recollecting and regaining the thought pattern on what's just happened. The sudden change from what was an aggressive and dangerous creature to now Mortar as a more passive and calm and helping individual. Total?
Okay, thank goodness for advantage. That is a 31.
31.
Oh.
The people who were in the building are thankful for the events that took place. You describe and mention the idea of a creature that seemed to have gotten loose, one that was in the area, but you took it out and dealt with it, otherwise using some magic to banish it back to where it came from. A little lie.
I'm trying to play up our... Yeah, I'm trying to mostly give off, like, half-truths and whatnot. I'm trying to play up also our, like, exhaustion, like, we were here looking for our friend, we were attacked by this creature.
Yeah.
I'm just so grateful no one else was hurt.
Sorry,
no, you go.
I think they should give us all their gold. As a thank you.
Are you actually going to say
What
that?
a funny joke, Kirv.
An absolute pirate.
Maybe that would be disadvantage on the performance check instead, given that
No,
comment.
that was me, the player, saying that.
Oh, you know how it is. A little dark humor in difficult times.
Ah, tieflings. So, as you otherwise play it up, the people are thankful that you happened to be in the area. The guards are also thankful for your help, and they ask if Kat's all right. You say, our friend is afflicted with a curse, but she is a powerful caster. She is handling it as best she can. And Romulus is currently comforting her while Mortar is kind of standing to himself nearby. He's put his gun away and is currently just holding his wrists almost as if by instinct. As you're explaining this away to the party or to the individuals around, who has the highest passive perception? Mortar, I'd say, for this. Mortar, you note an individual floating nearby, arms crossed, looking down at you and looking down at Cat and looking at this group. An individual wearing what looks to be flowing robes. You don't see any kind of signs of any body except for hands and the head and the neck upwards. The rest of them is clothed in the robes. And beside them float these two kind of snowy, icy elementals that just kind of hold the air about them. You don't recognize or know this individual, but you're the only one to spot them as they're hovering a little ways off, just kind of watching this all unfold.
Mortar just kind of clocks it. He is very disoriented, so he's like, okay, this is weird. Something went down here. You know, like Cat looks even more different now. What are we doing out here? Like, he just looks very confused, and he kind of looks up at this guy and is like, okay, so something big must have happened here then, if it's calling on these guys who have these, you know, these ice elementals and stuff. So I guess I'll kind of, while Vinny and Kirv are talking to like the townsfolk, also I'll go to Romulus and go, what happened?
I think actually Romulus meets you halfway, because after making sure that Cat was, well, okay might be a strong word, but as okay as possible.
She's surprisingly stoic in this moment compared to how you've seen her these past few days, despite everything.
Mm-hmm.
But Romulus would have immediately started heading over to you already. How much do you remember?
I was in my room. I passed out. I think I had some kind of panic attack after talking to Cat about something. I've got like flashes, but I can't remember. Why are we here? What happened to Cat?
Well, you all see conflict in Romulus at the moment. I think, I'm going to pull Mortar just a little off to the side and just get us, not quite privacy, but like enough distance to have a more private conversation.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
You recall Snap, I think you called it.
Mortar's face just kind of drops when you say that name. He knows immediately what that means.
Yeah.
Snap did that.
Snap did a lot of things.
What else did he do?
Well, you've got your leg now. The artificer was not well mentally after the encounter with Snap.
What do you mean?
And after when we found you, Snap attacked Cat, shot her through the throat, and the monster came out. I need you to understand something. I don't blame you for what happened, because I understand you and it are different people. I believe that, I really do. But if I thought for a moment that you were not doing everything in your power to control yourself, to make sure that this doesn't happen again, I will snap your neck like a twig without a moment's hesitation. Because I had to watch you shoot my daughter. I had to watch her die and turn into that thing. And I have to now live with the fact that she feels herself becoming more and more of a monster each day. And if I could wring Snap's neck, I would do so in a heartbeat. But like I said, I believe you will try your hardest to not let something like that happen again. And I do not blame you for Snap's actions. Do you understand?
Mortar just kind of leans up against the wall of where the building we're at. Kind of just nods. But I think maybe he begins to recollect just pulling the trigger, through shooting in the chest, shooting in the heart, what he said to Cat, I don't know if I'll be able to. But this taught me many things that I need to learn. I need to be open to trying new methods of trying to control whatever the hell this is.
As long as you're trying.
You certainly didn't kill Cat.
Mortar, go ahead and roll me a d20, please.
16.
16?
Mm-hmm.
I'll say you don't notice this as much as Romulus does. There's almost a moment as Mortar is sat there, you see that he's kind of still clutching his wrists, almost twisting his hands around them in almost what seems to be in a subconscious manner. You see that Mortar is otherwise kind of leaning up against the wall, kind of looking down, and there is a moment where he begins to say something in almost this light murmur. Go ahead and roll me a insight or perception check, please, Romulus.
Insight for mechanical reasons.
Yep.
23.
You hear Mortar say, "But that wasn't me." In almost like a murmured fashion, as if confused. by the whole endeavour. Which is strange, but almost like a reassurance to himself.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
With the 23 insight, do I think Mortar was the one to say that?
Right now, in this moment,
Hmm.
you can see that Mortar seems to have been broken down to his bases, whatever that may mean. That everything he is doing is minimalist and devoid of, for lack of a better term, sensation around. Trying to remove all inputs as much as possible. And has devolved back to subconscious actions. Fiddling, otherwise, in this instance, seemingly twisting his hand around his wrists as if sore. You see that he's kind of rubbing his fingers here and there, almost carefully. You see that there are moments as he's kind of looking about sightlessly, trying to find something mundane to observe. Just a paving stone, or something else in the street that is simple, something to focus on that isn't detailed or intricate. And yet the muttering of the words you feel are apt, but they feel out of place somehow. I'll say with a 23, you feel that they are out of place, but you do not necessarily discern that they may be not Mortars. They just feel odd.
You are not whatever was in control of you. Be it Snap or be it something else. You are not. I know that. And that is why I am not going to make any rash decisions. Come on. We'll be alright.
Also, I'll just kind of nods, kind of shake himself out of this stupor, kind of pat you on the shoulder, and just go, I understand. I'm just going to walk towards Cat.
I'm not going to let you go immediately. Romulus is going to look you in your eyes, get down to your level. As much of a threat as I have just given you, I hope you know I want you to be alright as well. And I'm going to slowly go in and offer a very awkward but well-intentioned hug.
I think Mortar just kind of leans into it. He doesn't hug you back, but he just kind of leans forward, very much that minimalist kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's just sit there for a second. And
his eyes kind of like kind of wander past you towards Cat, and then finally kind of settle on Kirv. And just kind of under his breath, maybe Romulus will hear this, but he'll say, I heard you.
I'm going to let go and just let Mortar go where he will.
I will begin walking towards Cat. And I'll just kind of... Is Cat like... What's Cat doing at the minute?
She's currently playing with Terador, making sure he's okay.
Mm-hmm.
She seems
I think
happy.
He's going to stop. Yeah, he's going to stop seeing that she looks happy and he's just going to kind of just watch for a minute. And he's just going to stand there and watch them for a while.
Okay. Vinny and Kirv, as you're otherwise giving the story to the guards and all that, you can hear the sound of running in plate armor nearby, and the two of you glimpse as a short, stout dwarf in full plate is currently running towards both of you. As you see Nexor currently running as fast as he can, and his little legs carry him, as dwarves are not meant for running this far or this quickly.
We're very good over short
Distances. Yes, indeed. And he's
Honestly.
just run over the quarter of a city to get to you guys.
Oh, the poor guy!
Yeah, he gets to you and he is out of breath. Actually, hold on, let me roll a con save for him. Never mind, that's a natural 20. He's fine.
Man's a beast. Man's a beast. He
That,
can take more
that is a
seriously.
beast. Because I think, remind me, fighters are proficient in con saves, aren't they?
I believe so, yeah.
Yes.
Question mark?
I can double check. Fighters
Regardless.
are...
Regardless, it's still very cool.
They are proficient in con saves, so that would be on a natural 20. A 35 on his con save.
Oh, I like to imagine he just turns up,
And
just clear a little bit of rasp
honestly,
from
yeah.
running.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it's cold tonight.
Then like 10 minutes later, his troop follow him. Like, all that around.
He otherwise stops at you two. Everything all right?
That's all right.
Against the odds, yes.
Good. Khmer is awake. For lack of a better term, one of the king's guards showed up and said that something was going on. So, everything's good then. Kind of. He looks past Vinny and Kirv.
Yeah, good's a relative term, but
Safe.
Mortar is back.
Ish.
Everyone's in one piece.
Good. Glad to hear. Looks at the guards who are standing nearby. Oh, these ones are with me and Khmer. Come on, you lot. You too. As he shouts over to Romulus, Mortar, and Cat. We'll head back to the mansion. Get in the proper night's sleep after all the exercise. As he nods to the guards with a natural 2 on his charisma, which isn't that great. But the guards aren't going to question his rank. It's fine.
Man's just run the city.
Man's just
Like
run
that,
a
like,
city.
we are not questioning this guy. We just watched this man run a city.
He's just drenched in sweat, but he's fine. It's all frozen as well. He's just encased in ice, running around.
Oh god.
So, you take the steady but somber walk back to the mansion. You can feel the tiredness beginning to affect most of you. Cat, surprisingly, you still feel like you could run the day ahead, but just gives you more time to play with Terrador before going to bed, really.
Hell yeah. Oh,
You-
make a new friend.
You eventually arrive back at the tavern where the magnificent mansion is set up. Heading up to your rooms, you head inside to find Khmer currently there, surrounded by ferrets, most of whom are carrying paperwork, and seem to be carrying bits and pieces to and from her as she looks up and notes your arrival. Oh, finally. I'm guessing everything is all right then, given you've returned. You see another figure currently stands within the room. A tall, slender, elven individual, an Ishlan elf of kind of a frosted skin colour and pattern. Currently standing there, the long robes that you saw before Mortar, and the rest of you recognise as a King's Guard.
Hello. I think it would be a grand idea if we had a sit down, as I reckon there are a few things to discuss.
We'll discuss things in the morning. For now, get some rest if any of you need it. But know that we will discuss things. If you think it would be best to talk before bed, then by all means. And he knows everything. Gestures towards the Kingsguard. Kingsguard otherwise looks towards all of you, gives kind of a gentle bow, or just looking back over more of the paperwork.
Mortar's going to try to walk upstairs.
Okay, you do so. You note a
And I think
a small pool of blood on the surface of the carpet outside your room, which you now recall is your shadow spawn.
Mortar is going to look back over to his friends. He's going to say, "Thank you, and I'm sorry." And he's going to walk away and head to his room, close the door.
Just before he does that, can catch up. Have a good night's sleep at least. See you tomorrow. And take care.
Mortar nods, closes the door.
You watch as Khmer turns to a Bryn. Make sure to get him a full hot chocolate, otherwise delivered to his room. And a Bryn otherwise nods and wanders off to the staff-only door. Maybe about 5 minutes later, a full hot chocolate with whipped cream, cinnamon sprinkles, a flake, and very much a glorious presentation in this tall mug is placed inside your room by a invisible ferret.
Mortar will begin just sipping it, just sitting quietly.
Mm-hmm. I will say that with the hot chocolate and the nature of this place, it will calm you enough that you're able to get to a full night's sleep and recover.
Awesome.
Because I did forget to mention, after coming out of Snap's form, you gain 2 points of exhaustion.
Yeah, that I was gonna say that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. With Mortar gone, I'd like to turn to the rest of the party. We should all get a full rest as well. There's going to be a lot to discuss in the morning, and we should probably have Mortar here for it. But I just want to ask, does anyone know exactly what just happened?
If I'm honest with you, not really. I think, Kat, you know more about what happened with you, but in terms of Mortar, Snap or whatever it was took over. And I don't know what it wanted, but it was not on our side, clearly.
I saw him just before. I offered to help. I think I was a bit too forceful with it. In all fairness, I was scared. As far as I knew, I've got like 2 weeks to live before I get executed because I can't control my creature. But
Romulus rushes over and I'm not going to let that happen.
no, that's okay.
You hear Khmer from underneath the paperwork. You're not going to get executed. It was a turn of phrase for don't rule anything out. If that's why this has all happened, I'm sorry.
No, a lot of things that kind of all added up, but it's been a really stressful couple of weeks. I don't know what I am, if I'm even technically still Ellie anymore. Like, I mean, I'm losing more of me each day, but it seems I'm okay. And then, Romulus, you said that you'd willingly give your life to save me. And it's like, I don't want to lose another parent. That's the last thing I ever want. a lot of stress happened, and I didn't really know what's that. But on a positive note, I'll tell you now, and I'll tell Mortar in the morning. When I died, when Mortar killed me, I had an opportunity. I met someone.
You just see Romulus twitching.
He killed her.
Something would come of it. Though the creature, it manipulated me into giving control because I thought I was dead, and then I thought I could be saved by giving him some power, and it didn't go well. I shouldn't have interacted with the creature, but I can't get it out of my head. But on the positive note, I met an old man. Just looks over Buddy. Well, that sounds weird. There's
I was going to say, I'm questioning in what manner of meeting an old man this is.
So there were 6 people that were involved in the creature and trying to control it, and there was fragments, and I met a fragment of one of the old man. He said he was an old wizard man in his pain, but he said I can fix Cychania and I can fix this by just getting Cychania stronger.
Okay.
I mean, he said that it won't defeat the creature. I've got to do that, but there's a chance, and my mum and dad might still be in the creature. By defeating it, I might be able to get them back, or if they're too powerful, he may have just absorbed them. Either way,
If they were too weak, he absorbs them.
oh, if they were too weak, oh, they're plenty powerful enough. Then they're powerful enough that they might still be able to exist. I might be able to find my mum and dad if we kill this creature.
Family dinners are going to be weird, but I look forward to it.
Oh, you're gonna love my dad. He cares a
Kirv is
lot.
going to take this opportunity to head upstairs to bed.
Before you do, you watch as the Kingsguard individual is watching all of you, and Kirv, as you begin to leave, he does begin to kind of trace you as you walk through the room before looking back at the rest of them, seemingly having a sense of interest about you. You can roll me an insight if you'd like to try and figure out why.
You said this guy was elven, right?
Yeah.
Is he hot?
Probably. Let me find out.
Well, that's a 2.
He's a 10 out of 20, so he's a mid.
Oh,
He's elf mid. Come on now.
He's
elf
mid
mid
is
everyone else hot.
He's elf mid, so it's pretty good. He has at least like a
Okay.
+4 bonus to being pretty.
I mean, bags are a thing. Just saying, bags are a thing.
So, insight. You look at him.
Actually, one sec. Is this a... That's a 3.
Oh.
That's a 3. Okay. As you're wandering past, you're like, he's hot. I'll flirt with him tomorrow, and you wander upstairs to your room. Okay.
Sure.
You wander upstairs to your room. Camille otherwise looks up. I think you should all take your friend's advice and otherwise go up and get yourselves some sleep as well. If anyone would like any hot chocolates, I'll get some sent up. And we'll talk more in the morning. And the King's Guard will be here until tomorrow. The
Understood.
elven individual otherwise nods, looking at all of you. Taking in seemingly faces in this instance. Postures, gauging general intent and anything else about you. Romulus, you've been on probably sentry duty enough, and Vinny as well. If you'd two like to both go ahead and make me insight checks for this.
Inventory.
Oh boy.
Because it makes sense that the two of you might pick up on this.
Insight, my favorite thing.
What's the total there, Vinny?
14.
As soon as my character sheet opens back up, 1 second. Possibly longer.
Your passive insight is 19, so I'm going to assume it's a +9. So with an 18, you're not entirely sure.
Yes, that is correct.
You're not entirely sure, but he seems to be taking in a lot of details about each of you, as if remembering faces to describe later on, possibly for giving testimony, possibly just to know who you are so he can recognize you more easily. You're not sure. But the two of you do pass, and I'll say with the insight kind of taking in the features, you see that there is almost this intricate, almost spiraling pattern around the cheekbones and the base of the ears. The two of you note, I'll say, that you're not necessarily proficient in magic in the same way, but being a rune knight and then you being a bard and noticing this, they seem to be some form of magical tattoos. But you take them in, you head to bed, and all of you one by one begin to drop off to sleep with either a hot chocolate or anything else. Go for it.
One thing, could we make sure to mention to someone, please make sure that that artificer is looked after.
You mention it and the Kingsguard nods and just says back, we have somebody on it.
Much appreciated.
They will have hopefully been remedied of their ailment by the morning.
Okay, I can now go to bed without worrying.
Mm-hmm. You head to bed, and each of you, one by one, gets to sleep, enjoying your hot chocolate in your own way. And Kat, you were going to be making your new friend, did you say?
Yes, I have a shard of ruby, so I can do that. That was the thing. So yeah, I will, before I go to sleep, make my new friend.
Okay, I'll let you describe it to the rest of the party when they see it tomorrow, when you come out from your room.
Mm-hmm.
As each of you sleep and rest, some of you feeling more exhausted and with guilt weighing on you more than others, you recover as best you can. You all recover from a long rest. So, restore your health, restore your resources, you are cured of any madness effects.
Half point of exhaustion.
And Mortar, you go back down to 1 point of exhaustion.
Alright.
As you all wake feeling better to a certain degree, but an amount of guilt still weighing on a number of you. I would say first to be up would probably be Kat, honestly. As
Fair.
Kat wakes and heads downstairs, you see the Ishlan elf is there, just kind of sat at the table. You see that they have a empty plate that's been pushed away but not collected yet. You can see that he is currently kind of flipping through what looks to be some kind of book or ledger or something similar, a leather-bound tome of some form, just kind of flipping through it. You see that Nexor's sat at the end of the table and is currently just kind of resting away, his head tilted back. He seems to still be sleeping. But carried on your shoulder is...
my new elemental. Well, emotional support elemental. It's a little dragon cross cat kind of being. Has almost fairy-like wings and inspired by Terradora crystal shard at the tip of its tail. 2 little horns and spines running down the entire length of its back. And it is purple and filters into blue at the tip of each of its limbs. And his name is Zephyr.
Zephyr in Zephyr's cute kind of form is there, very much kind of hugged into your hood, alongside Tula, is otherwise kind of resting for the moment, but enjoying the new perch that they have, but is more active than Tula. Where Tula helps in the mornings and going to bed, Zephyr will be there for the rest of the day. Your support elemental, as you said. You take a seat. The elven individual otherwise looks to you, just kind of gives a nod of acknowledgement that you are up.
Good
but
morning.
they put a finger to their lips, kind of thumbing towards Nexor, who is seemingly still sleeping.
Okay, Cat whispers surprisingly louder than it's meant to be. Sorry!
He smiles before you watch as he kind of draws a few simple glyphs in the air, and you otherwise hear, he otherwise hands you a line of copper, and he holds it to his temple and begins to speak to you through the message cantrip, and allowing you to talk backwards and forwards for the time being. Good morning.
Hello.
I've been informed as to your full situation and what took place last night.
Yeah.
Interesting
Yeah.
circumstances,
It's definitely something.
but glad to see that you're better.
I mean, sure, I lost another arm, but hey, I've got 3 extra arms now. So it's gonna be a pain to write with. It's fine.
I'm sure you'll pick things up soon.
Oh, man, got a busy day?
Not as much. The king will be there for the feast, or for the beginning of the feast, and will be starting off the ceremonies, although none of you will get to see it.
No, but we all have things we've now got to pursue.
All of you, as a general note, I'll be telling each and every one of you when you wake up, but you all will be staying here for the day. You'll be able to leave at some point soon, but not straight away. There are things that need to be handled first.
Oh,
Not repercussions for what happened. Damage is damage, things can be rebuilt. Nobody has died, to our knowledge, so as far as we're aware, everything is alright for the time being. Given the nature of what has happened, we are understanding, but these are difficult circumstances, and therefore we will be handling this with care. We are working with Khmer for a few ideas, and if your group as a whole are willing to do so, we have some potential ways to assist you.
okay. Well, I can't see why we wouldn't. Though I have got to think. I obviously, if we've got to be stuck here, I need to go pick up some rings or cuffs.
We'll send Nexor to go and get them.
Okay, that's fine. But I can't see why the party wouldn't. I mean, we'll help where we can and understand that under circumstances, a lot happened.
Good. He otherwise nods. The next to awake, I'd say, would probably be Romulus, as he likes to be an early riser, and you are surprised to see Cat awake this early. And you also note what looks to be a very fluffy cat dragon crystal thing.
What's this one called?
Oh, shh. He's called Zephyr.
My name's Zephyr.
Lovely. Lovely to meet you, Zephyr.
Pleasure to meet you too, Dad.
Oh,
Oh, that is adorable.
protected at all costs.
Zephyr has 2 hit points and can be killed
Oh,
instantly.
God.
But Zephyr is not a combat elemental, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
Which is the opposite of a combat elemental.
Well, a support in regards to emotional. This helps me when I feel a bit down.
Statistically, being a pet owner otherwise helps with mental health.
He knows statistics.
I'm good at
Filch
maths.
is gonna tease this guy so badly.
Filch is a bully, alright?
Yeah, I know, and it sucks.
And then he's going to try and befriend Eugene, but Eugene won't quite understand. And then Jeff will just be over in the corner, like, hey, pecking against the wood, not able to actually
Licking his
get
own
the
eyeball.
food. Yep.
Oh dear.
I don't know how a peacock licks its own eyeball, but he'll find a way.
It's a lost cause. He tries his hardest, okay?
The beak just breaks open, just kind of like a snake, and a tongue just wiggles out, licks the eye, and then goes back in.
Oh,
Fuck it
good
out.
lord.
Jeff's just over in the corner having his own world.
I think
Jeff-
Jeff needs to go to a farm upstate.
He's not corrupted anymore, so I don't know what the excuse is there.
Jeff was never corrupted.
This is Jeff's natural way.
Just what he's like.
But yeah, I help in times when it's difficult.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if you want to talk to him, here go, and I'll hand over the bit of copper. Hold it here.
Morning.
Good morning. How are we going to begin this? Because I suspect there's going to be a lot of talking.
Wait until the others are awake, and then we will get through it bit by bit.
All
There
right.
is no rush. You have a full day ahead of you.
I'm going to put together some bits and pieces then.
By all means. Prepare for what you need. We have some ideas, and we would like to run them by you if you are interested as a group, but I will wait until everyone is here, as to not repeat myself too much.
Fair enough. Apologies. Do you have a name we can use?
For now, just call me your guardian for the time being.
Guardian it is then. I'm going to make breakfast. I know, right? I'm going to make breakfast, which obviously is provided already. What I mean is I'm going to make myself a plate of breakfast.
If you look over at Cat's plate, it's just loaded with waffles. It's just waffles.
There's a lot of powdered sugar, a lot of syrup.
I'm
But
just going.
no calories, because it's in the mansion.
I am, even though that's the case, I am just going to be like moving some fruit onto Cat's plate.
Oh. Fine.
You like blueberries, don't pretend you don't.
No, they are quite nice.
Okay. I'll say, probably Vinny and Kirv, you wake at a similar time. Both sleep-in people to a certain extent. So you both otherwise get up and come downstairs. You see that some of your party has already gathered. You can see that Romulus and Cat are otherwise whispering to one another as to not wake Nexor, who is still sleeping at the end of the table, I might add. Kimir is nowhere in sight, and the Ishlan elf is otherwise just sat there, a bit of copper held against his temple, and currently just flipping pages in whatever he may be reading.
What's with the coin?
The coin?
Is that not the copper?
Oh,
is-
sorry, it's a copper wire. He's holding one
Oh.
end of it against his temple. And the other one's currently being held by Romulus, but he's not using it.
I'm just gonna pass the wire to Cav. Hold it against your head.
Why?
So you can talk to the guardian over there.
She complies.
Morning.
Hello.
I can actually talk. I'm just trying to make sure not to wake Nexor.
That's very considerate of you.
I mean, he did run nearly a full mile in in less than 5 minutes to reach you all.
Yeah, and wiped off a single drop of sweat at the end, so maybe took a lot out of him. Anyway, I'm going to sit down and...
I like to
lean
consider
into
how
so I
Vinny
can-
ended up in this conversation, given this was telepathically
Yeah.
through a copper wire. Vinny was just
If
there.
anybody could sneak into a telepathic conversation, it'd be
You know,
Vinny.
the sass
Vinny,
is just...
whenever he sees people having a private conversation, just guesses what they're saying and attempts to interject.
And he's surprisingly good at it.
I'm just seeing that the number of people is increasing continuously. So while I'm eating an apple, I'm going to be ritual casting telepathic bond, so we can all
Okay.
talk together.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay.
So I'll put down the wire.
Mortar, you eventually awake, and as you come downstairs, Cat, you otherwise finish the telepathic bond. Do you also include the Guardian in this?
I include the Guardian and Mortar, yes.
Okay.
That takes me a capacity.
You otherwise pass on
Yeah,
to
I'll
Mortar.
come downstairs, all of my usual gear, and I've got Black Scorpion in its holster.
Okay. You otherwise are all connected telepathically, so you need not speak until Nexor wakes up, and then he's going to be entirely confused as to why everyone's so silent. But that's okay. You note Zephyr is currently curled up on the table. Not sleeping, just kind of resting. For Vinny and Kirv and Mortar, this is an entirely new creature you've never seen before.
Walter will kind of acknowledge it, make his way over to the bar, pour himself one, neck it back, shake his head a little bit and go, rough night.
Yeah.
You know, alcohol doesn't actually do you any good in the long term.
Hey, shh, not yet.
Oh, sorry.
Go grab Zephyr.
Tastes
It's
good.
okay. Oh, yeah, sorry. This is Zephyr. Oh, I can talk because I don't have to whisper.
Yeah, you don't have to whisper.
Yeah. Just, he helps me through rough patches.
But where's he been?
Well, I only just made him.
I was born yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Of course you were.
Yeah, you'll fit.
Telepathic bond seems to be cutting out a little bit.
Vinny's
You wanna-
leaving the radius. Quick!
You want to try that again? Mortar, stop messing around with the telepathic
You'll
bond.
fit, yeah,
Can't help it.
you'll fit right in then. Yeah,
Well,
Vinny keeps leaning out of the radius to get more coffee.
I believe telepathic bond has like a.
It
It's-
goes
it- it's-
flipping
So
ever,
long as
right?
you're on the material plane,
Yeah, but
it
the coffee
exists.
machine is really far away.
Yeah, it's in
It's on a
another
different
plane.
plane.
There is
It's on a-
literally just a door with another plate coffee. And that's
The
it.
elemental plane of coffee.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh
And everyone
no.
is buzzing.
I'm gonna have to
Never
use
seen
that.
capping methods.
I'm gonna have to use that as canon now, and my Wednesday group's gonna absolutely love that because we have all kinds of elemental planes, and they're gonna absolutely love the idea of an elemental plane of coffee.
If I get the coffee elemental. Oh, it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be even
Everyone
better when
buzzes
you
all
get
the time.
coffee genasi. What are they good at? Dex. Yum.
They have these.
I personally am more of a fan of the connected elemental planes of cocoa and a good cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm a coffee guy through and through.
Full of
And,
gift.
and that's why your character shot my daughter in the throat.
The dispute of coffee and tea getting out of hand in campaign.
Yeah, it's fair.
A reason to go to war at an age old as and this tale is told old as time.
That's the only way we can explain it.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't resist.
No, that's
No,
perfectly
that's
fine.
good.
That's fair. So,
Well, now that you're all here, As I said to some of your to two of you earlier, you may refer to me as the Guardian, for the time being. Myself and Khmer have been working on something that might help all of you in some manner or another if you are willing to participate. If not, then go about your merry way, but it seems you are in need of a little help here and there. Would you not agree?
I wouldn't disagree.
Much as I don't like to admit it, I think you have a point.
Well,
I mean, I think I'm pretty fucking fantastic, but you know.
in which case...
Sure.
Yes, that's part of the problem.
In which case, I think it's best that we begin with this immediately. The first one will be a taster. After that, Khmer has prepared some extra bits if you would like, and there is incentive involved, should you want to partake in them. But for the time being, I want this first one to take place straight away. And the Guardian otherwise stands and walks over to the other end of the table from Nexor, and otherwise takes out what looks to be a single sheet of paper, kind of holds it up and then places it down on the table, and a dome otherwise radiates out from it. Kirv, you recognise this as Zone of Truth. Is anybody resisting?
No, I've not got any secrets.
There are some very raw wounds which Mortar doesn't want to open. I think he's going to try to resist if he can.
Okay. Go ahead.
I think Kirv's going to resist as well.
Okay.
Is this divination?
I don't think Zone of Truth is, no. It's enchantment. This is a charisma save, and because this is a spell scroll, this is DC 13.
Oh, I may have made it.
Nat 20.
Okay.
14.
14. Okay. The two of you are not affected by this and do not have to speak the truth.
Does he know that we aren't affected?
Yep.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
He looks at you two. Doesn't say anything, it seems. But there is a note. There does seem to be a mental note of you two are purposefully resisting for some reason or another. Well then, I suppose it's time you all had a chat. Looks at each of you in turn. Something is wrong between all of you. Something keeps happening. Does anyone want to start, or should I be blunt about this?
I was going to neck another shot.
I'll start. I'm sorry. I trust the party. I love you all, but I've been scared to let you onto too much because I'm afraid that you're all going to get hurt by me and the creature.
That's something I was hoping to ask you about, actually. When we got attacked and that spell went off, it was strong, but not that strong. You were already in a bad state, weren't you?
Yeah. So, you know, just before we went into the temple, where we saved your friend, actually, you'll remember. Remember when, Mortar woke us up and he'd had that nightmare and then got angry, and I went out of the sphere to try and clear my head? I got to the edge of one of the cliffs, and the creature took control of my body. And that left me wondering, how much control do I actually have? Because I didn't give it permission. It just held me there. and that caused me to panic, and then that was why I panicked when, you know, I was being held in place. A lot of things happened, and I was scared. I didn't want the creature to hurt anyone, and I thought maybe I could try and help everyone and do it myself, and it didn't work out. This gonna happen, so if the offer's still there, I would really like your help. And I mean it, that I really want to take your help. I can't do this on my own.
Yeah, I mean, you've been doing an incredible job. I don't know if it were me in your position that I'd be doing any better, but I don't think it's possible to handle this creature alone, and I don't think you should have to.
No. The old man said that I was doing a lot better than the others, so I just put it down to that I have close friends. You're all there for me whenever I need you. So I just need to embrace that. I need my friends. I can't do this. And between us, we've got anything that faces us. And that I believe.
Okay, well, in the future, please tell us when you're having trouble or are injured or anything.
Yeah.
We could have healed you before you set out.
That's true. It's true. Well, Cat goes over and shakes Vinny's hand. It's like, that's a deal. I promise I will. You've got options. You can either have scary claw hand or tentacles. I'll hold them both out. Which one do you want to shake?
Then he's going to sort of gingerly take up a tentacle between thumb and forefinger and shake it. All right then. Remember, we're all your friends and we're all adults. We can handle bad news, and we want to help.
Yes, and thank you. And it was something I needed to get off my chest. It was, yeah. I promise I'm going to be relying on you all a lot more. And Cat's going to go over and stab an apple with one of the barbs and eat the apple.
Somewhere in the world, Damien just gets a shiver run down his spine.
So, who's next?
Next for what?
To talk.
To talk. Who has grievances they want to air? Or... yeah.
This is a process, looking at you, Kirv. All of you in time are going to need to talk about your issues here. If you want to, how shall we say, be allowed to go free with these dangerous individuals in your group. It seems they are one of them is willing to talk, and it looks like the other two are not. Looks to both Kirv and Mortar. I guess this raises the fact that you need these things.
Oh, what the hell? Mortar will neck another drink, and he'll turn around and go. Questions will probably be the best way to say what I need to say, because I don't know where to start. So if anybody has any questions, I'll try my best to answer them. You'll have to take my word for it.
What do you remember of yesterday?
Flashes. I remember passing out in my room. I remember hearing someone call my name before I passed out. After that, it was all just a blur. I remember images like moving, like sensations, but I think Mortar then begins kind of like twisting his wrist with his hand, just subconsciously. I don't really remember what happened. I was looking at, and I pulled the Black Scorpion out, put it on the counter. I was looking at this before I had a conversation with Kat, and then afterwards I think I panicked, some kind of attack or something. I don't know. And after that, I remember very little. And then I woke up. We were on top of that building, and my first instinct was to go into the building. Other than that, I don't remember anything.
I apologize if
Is it
this
true
is a...
that sorry, after you.
Sorry if this is a difficult thing to talk about, but how much do you know about the symbol?
What symbol?
I'll draw it on a little bit of paper that we
Although-
saw and hand it over.
I saw this before I passed out. Very briefly, it was kind of all over the place. I don't know what it means. I haven't seen it before today, to my knowledge. Why is it? I mean, it's not associated with anything I have, so far as I'm aware. And the trouble is, I don't really know much of anything. So how am I supposed to really kind of just open up to you guys if I have no answers?
I guess we've just got to try.
I want to put something to our attention right quick while I've got your ears. Since I've been here, I've noticed that the way I do things is very different to you guys, and I have been trying to accommodate that. Believe it or not, I have been trying. Sometimes in teams, people just aren't compatible. Whether it's work ethic, whether it's priorities, for whatever reason.
Are you leaving?
I don't know. I don't know. Since I've been here, I've caused more problems than I have done good. I've willingly endangered people, good people. I've made bad choices on a whim with no care for their consequence. I've turned on friends. I've killed friends. I'll look at Cat. There's a chance that'll happen again. And I can't guarantee that I'm always in control. Something is very... I don't know who to go to for help. No one knows anything about this thing.
Sorry, Dan's fading out.
He's making his
Sorry.
way to the coffee dimension.
I'm making my way to the coffee dimension. Kind of hold up Black Scorpion and go, I don't know anything about this thing. I don't know what that symbol means. I don't know. Whatever's going on up here, I'm changing. Not in the way that Cat is. Something up here is changing. And I don't think it's going to be for the better. Maybe I should leave.
And is leaving going to give you answers? Is it going to help? Or is it only going to make
I don't
things
know.
worse?
I don't know.
Then why not try
If
the route you're
anything-
already on, rather than changing tracks?
Because it puts people in danger. Which is something that everybody keeps telling me is unacceptable whenever I do it. So what do you want me to do? Stay here and cause more problems? Or do you want me to leave so I can try to fix this on my own?
When I look around this room, I see someone who smells of fire and brimstone and hasn't shared much of herself yet. Looks to Kirv.
Gives herself a whiff.
I see a young centaur who is corrupted by a curse that may eventually kill her, that is in a court date that has caused some issues, but is trying her best to make the better of the moment, and in doing so, seeking happiness. She's taking steps. Even though she doesn't know what those steps are. We have a carer for your group who seemingly has some baggage that I don't quite know all that much about, but also has a level head and is willing to support people where they can. And we have another who is concerned and willing to ask questions. Can I ask why you think you're alive at the moment? If you thought you were a greater danger, do you not think that either the King's Guard or your friends and allies would have dealt with you by now? Or do you deep down know that you could be a threat, but that you also know that leaving would potentially mean that the only fail-safe that stops you from hurting others would be gone? I want to know your answer. I know you're not obliged to answer, and I also know that you can lie right now. But I want you to answer to yourself. To answer to your friends. Who went out and found you after yesterday. Despite everything. Despite being hurt, they didn't just up and leave. Despite potentially causing the reason that you're in that state. Or you were in that state yesterday. They went out and tried to fix it. Tried to help you. So what do you say?
Out of all the people I've met, these guys are the only ones who experienced my first fuck up and didn't leave me. And first ones who tried to get to know me as a person.
And what do we say to that?
Say that it would be too hard to see them put in danger. Put in more danger because of me. because I can't control myself. Why should they have to endure my misfortunes? And they themselves already have so much going on. I know. My friends, they're supposed to do that. We do that for each other. Practically speaking, I'm dead weight. As I am now, I'm only going to slow everybody down.
And what about Carvern? I was told that she came in with all of you. Someone who was hurt, someone who needed assistance. Someone who, from what I was told, was saved by one of your group.
He
She
makes
was
a good
hurt?
point. There's no way we would have gotten her out of there without you.
Mhm.
Without you acting impulsively, probably foolishly, to be honest. I'll be the first to say that you didn't necessarily make the best first impression. But since then, I think we've all gotten to know you a bit better. I know that you want to do the right thing, want to help people. When I first met you, I thought that you being so impulsive was going to be a problem, but we wouldn't all still be alive if it weren't for that.
Know that that's the truth. Your friend is not lying. They are not able to lie.
Well, the only other thing I want to say is I can't always condone the ways in which you lash out, but I think every time it's been with good intentions.
But since I died down there, things have been different. Whenever I think about it, I lapse, I panic.
I think
Because there was
I
nothing.
think you're skipping over the important detail there, Mortar. You died and came back. That's not. No one's expecting you to be okay right away or on a specific timetable. I know it's difficult and it probably isn't going to get easier anytime soon, but
I need to make peace with what happened and try to move on, because every time I go there, when we're in the wilderness, when it's dark outside, when night comes, I'm always afraid of that darkness. It was empty. There was nothing there. There was no happiness, no afterlife for me. It makes you question what you really live for, when there's nothing at the end. I think it's made me weaker up here for that. I'm sorry. I thought I was making progress. I thought I was beginning to become one of you guys. I was able to help people. Ever since that day, I've been unable to face this old black scorpion again. Been unable to confront what's inside here. I fear that it will replace me, as it did last night. I don't want to live in a reality where Snap lives instead of me. But he has you guys. I just have that cold, that emptiness. I'll try to help the way I lash out. And I am trying, and I'll try harder, and I'll keep trying. And I will overcome this. But I need help. Because whatever this is, it's not letting me go. It's got its claws in me deep. I can feel its madness bubbling inside me, corroding my own mind. And it's only a matter of time before it leaves me and starts corroding all of yours too. And I would rather die than let that happen.
Kirv is
There it
looking
goes.
quite irritable.
Mortar just sits back down. Look like you have something to say.
I think you've all done plenty of talking for this morning. God.
Because we're not happy with the way things are. For you.
Do you think I've ever been happy with the way things are?
I don't know, it'd be nice if you said something. Nice if you had any kind of interest in what's actually going on here.
I have interest. I'm listening.
Yeah, mocking us for opening our mouths. We don't know much about you either, Kirv. There's an opportunity to talk. If you say we've spoken enough, maybe you should take the reins. Be nice to get to know who you actually are.
I don't think that would help things.
Well, not talking isn't either.
I think, if I may interject, I think Cat has stumbled upon the key point. What we've been doing hasn't been working. Whether or not you feel any disdain for it, we must talk, because keeping our mouths shut and just trying to get on with things hasn't been helping anyone. For all my hopes that we could find some way to help Cat, every step forward has come with a step back. Whatever's going on with yourself, Mortar, I for one don't even know the beginning of what it is. So how can we hope to solve it?
You want to know everything.
As much as you can give. Kirv, you come from a world that is very different than ours, with different rules. But please understand that if we didn't want to help you, we wouldn't still be part of this, would we? We all want to help each other. Thought that was rather a given. Vinny, you have your own past that you're trying to uncover. Honestly, the length of which we do not know yet. Trying to find out what's happened with your previous party, trying to find out just what went wrong. And I am desperately trying to become strong enough to compete in a fight I want no part in. Because I have to. And I also have to look after Cat, and I also have to make sure that everyone is all right. And it is weighing on me, making me erratic, making me volatile in ways I do not always like. The point is, each of us has our own story, has our own situation, and if we don't help each other with them, if we don't work on them, truly, really work on them together, and don't get lost in our own selfish desires, then we're going to fall apart. We need to work together, because I don't think any one of us will succeed if we don't.
Massive part of your skill set, from what I've seen, is fear. You use people's fears against them, and you wield it with a precision that's frankly terrifying. In the coolest possible way. But don't let your own fear of being open consume you. You think I wanna share what happened to me? Do you think I wanna relive that? Bit out there for other people to know about? Fuck no. I'm terrified. But the only way I'm gonna get past this, the only way I'm gonna have any chance of moving forward with you guys staying here is if all the cards are on the table. And Mortar's going to kind of put his shot glass down. He's going to walk over Kirv. He's going to sit next to her. Just kind of quite close, nearly shoulder to shoulder, say, why don't we do it together? I won't be able to do this on my own. I need you. In turn, you might need me in return.
The whole time that everyone's been talking, you can see Kirv's face just soften bit by bit. Is there something you guys want to know?
Also, I'll squeeze Kirv's hand.
Because I don't know where to start.
All right then. You have to chase down this hell goose. And You said that your patron.
Hmm.
You said that there was another one, didn't you?
Recently, yes.
What's the situation there? What does that mean for us, for everyone?
It shouldn't affect you guys if that's what you're worried about.
Will it affect you?
I am desperate here. And I realized that I will make as many deals as necessary, acquire as much power as necessary to keep those around me safe. And so I don't fail. Because I can't fail.
What's the price if you do?
I'd be surprised if it was anything other than death. But even then, there would still be a fucking goose on the loose, and I can't imagine that my patron will just leave my family alone.
If we don't find this goose, then you think your family will be... What's what I'm looking for? Held responsible?
Yes.
Will they just be harmed, or will they be sent in your place?
I don't know. But if there is one thing I can request from you guys. If I die on this stupid mission, and you happen to meet, I don't know, another tiefling who looks like me, trying to find a goose, can you help them?
Of
Of course
course.
you can.
Make sure they don't meet the same fate.
Wouldn't even be a question.
This might be an awkward question, and feel free not to answer if it's rude, but
No, Vinny, I'm not going to go on a date with you.
Oh, damn.
that's fine.
damn,
I'm
wow.
safe.
She
I'm
could
saving
still
myself.
be lying.
Saving
By
yourself
the
a
way.
Romulus.
That's
true.
You're damn right you're not going on a date with Vinny. Romulus dips Vinny. I'm kidding.
We've all been waiting for it.
Damn,
Hit
Zone
me,
of Truth
hit
is an effective
Don't worry,
spell.
I'm writing the fanfic. I'm kidding. There is no fanfic yet. It's to be published.
Probably for the best. I mean, you're no Damien.
Boy, fuck off, mate.
Anyway, your family, Kirv.
Mhm.
I kind of got the impression that you didn't get along with them very well.
No.
But you do still love them. That's not an accusation. I'm just curious.
I care for them.
Family's family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mhm.
wish, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah, sorry, I don't really understand the concept all that much.
Oh no, generally you are correct. Family is family. Unfortunately, a solid half of mine want to kill me,
Mm. Mm.
which is a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I don't think love exists in hell. But they're still family.
Okay. And so as our group confers more about their pasts and what exactly their future holds, I think there might be a good time to stop, to think, and to let ponder about the questions you want to ask your fellow friends next time. So, will we have everybody next week, or is next week off week? I can't remember which.
I'll be there.
I'll be
Honest,
here.
not 100% certain, but I shall try.
Okay.
I think I'm there. Yes.
Okay. So as soon as you two know, let me know. If both of you are off, then I'll call the session off. And if it's a one of you is off and the other one might arrive late, I'll also call the session off still. But then I'll just play board games with the others for the rest of the day. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Sorry it went on a bit later than usual, but we did start a little bit later. And we will be back next week for more of this, hopefully. And if not, we'll be back the week after. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
I
Bye.